Hello and welcome in, everybody. This is the 436th episode of the Dean Withers Show. I really appreciate all of you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining. We have so much to go over today. Oh my God, it has been a crazy one. Listen, guys, we currently are unable to go live on our main TikTok account. For that reason, we are on our backup TikTok account at DNC Dean. Hopefully, at some point in the next 30 minutes or so, we should be all good to go to get back on that main account. Actually, right now, I just got a text message from TikTok, like literally as I'm speaking, that things are all fixed, and they are. So we're actually good to head back over to that main account now. So we're going to do that. I didn't mean for this to happen like literally right as we were starting the YouTube broadcast, so I do apologize for all the slowdowns. I guess let's all just head over. If you're watching on TikTok, if you're watching on YouTube, you're all good. This doesn't involve you. Shout out to all the YouTube viewers that don't have to go through all the nonsense. If you're watching on TikTok, for the 6.5 thousand of you guys, head over to @itsdean, my main account. It should be really easy to find. You just search up Dean Withers on TikTok. You'll find the main account. It has 5.7 million followers. And I'll see you all over there in like 30 seconds. For those watching on YouTube, just stay put. We're going to hop into the intro. We're going to hop into the breaking news once again here in 30 seconds as soon as we're able to get that live on the main started. Let's go to do that now. Head over to the main account on TikTok. For everybody watching on YouTube, we have been having some major difficulties with the TikTok stream today. I didn't think that we were going to get the main account back, so I just started the YouTube live. But literally, as I started the YouTube live, we ended up getting it back. That's hilarious. Let's go ahead and get that broadcast started over on the main TikTok now. Then we're going to go through the breaking news. We have so much to go over today. Holy moly, guys. Holy moly. Trump is such a crash out. He did an interview with ABC today. It was an absolute mess. We're going to be talking about that here in a moment. Let me know how you've been so far down below in that chat. And I appreciate everyone so much for tuning in. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate y'all so much for being here. For everybody who's tuning into that live stream, make sure to say what's good down below in that chat before we hop into the news and the debates of the day. I'm going to go ahead and just take a moment to say hey to a handful of the people who are tuning into the broadcast. So it's certainly good to see you all. Thank you guys so very much for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and also just quickly share out to my story that we are live. We should be all good to go. All right, folks. I'm going to go to take a moment I'm going to go to take a moment to say hey to a handful of the early birds who are tuning in. Once again, it is certainly good to see you all. Once again, it is certainly good to see you all. What is going on, Alyssa? It's certainly good to see you. What is up, Nell? What's up, Macy? What's up, Julie? Guys, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for being here. What's going on, Logan Espada? What is up, Anna? Welcome in, everybody. What's up, Hannah, sorry. What's going on, Queen Victoria? Swig, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat, who says, congratulations on that round table with you and Parker. Nice job, but a bit crazy / gnarly, lol. Yeah, that was such an insufferable thing to film. Smile, thank you for the $5, who says, keep up the good work. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Smile. And Cody, thank you for the $5 on Vimeo, who says, I look forward to your TikTok lives every day. Keep on doing what you're doing, Dean. Good to have you here, Cody. You're awesome. All right, folks, go ahead and hop inside of the queue on TikTok if you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. We're going to go ahead and just quickly take a moment to go over the breaking news of the day. Honestly, it's kind of insane. Donald Trump had an extreme meltdown today when sitting down with an interview with ABC. It was so extreme that he ran away and rage quit in the middle of the conversation with the interviewer because she was pressing him harder than any journalist ever has before on his false claims of election fraud. Let's go ahead and actually take a moment now to watch that clip together. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up on the screen for everybody right now. We got that up on TikTok. We got that up on the other place. This is absolutely hilarious, folks. Never mind. This is actually Jubilee's video. It turns out I have the wrong video up. So everybody just do give me a second. Y'all got to see this. I promise it's worth the wait. I promise it's worth your time. Yeah, Donald Trump once again had a catastrophic meltdown. All right, folks, let's go to get that pulled up now. Here we go. Take a look.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about. I want to talk about Todd.
You have more evidence. There's more.
We're going to go back a little bit.
You know that these elections are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide, and I got 94% bad press.
But Mr. President,
you know why I got that? Because you have no credibility.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about. I want to talk about Todd.
You have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
Let's talk
about your elections in this country. We're like a third world country.
But, sir,
your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS. And
he's so mad. Oh my God.
One-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the rain with you for an hour. On and off in
He sounds like he's about to cry. Oh my God.
the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what?
Mr.
A
President,
country can never be great with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we
Come on,
traveled
let's go.
all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
Oh my God, dude. That's crazy. My favorite part of this clip is where he says, I sat in the rain with you, because he legitimately sounds like he's about to cry. Let's just quickly run it back 2 seconds so we could hear that again. He literally sounds like he is on the verge of tears.
With a dishonest
Listen, we
press.
traveled all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
Oh wait, we got to go back a little bit for that.
On and off in the rain.
I know. Let's please. I traveled
Here we go.
all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the rain with you for an hour.
Oh my goodness, it's great. Listen, folks, I think that more journalists need to be like this fucking patriot. She is awesome. You listen, they need to press the Trump administration so very hard on their bold face lies. And frankly, something that, I and many other Americans have been feeling for a very long time now is that the media has not been pressing Donald Trump and his administration on their lies nearly enough. And we finally saw somebody do it right today with ABC. So that's great. Now, listen, the second thing that I want to bring up here is it's so fucking crazy that this is even a position that we as a country are in the first place. That we have a president who is dead set, boldly convinced of widespread election fraud with no evidence whatsoever. And when anybody just brings up the fact that there's no evidence for it and very kindly asks him for his evidence, he crashes out and he leaves as a flustered hot mess. That's not the way a president should be thinking. That's not the way I want our leader to be operating. I want our leaders to just have this root in reality, to track the world around them with their beliefs and not just believe in this baseless conspiratorial nonsense. Now, we're going to go ahead and hop into those debates at this point in time. What a crash out. Holy fucking shit. Literally on the verge of tears. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Please make sure that you are 18 plus American and MAGA. So, somebody in the chat said, Dean, how do you get your hair so fluffy? By blow drying it. I blow dry my hair. Let's go to get that very first guest. Excuse me. Let's go to get that very first guest of the day loaded up into the queue for the 8.2 thousand people hanging out with us on TikTok. Go ahead and share out this live with a handful of friends. Hit that repost button and double tap away on that phone screen. All right. Hey, welcome in, Grace. Do you support Trump?
We are Trump!
And you're not original. Get the fuck out of here. Gonna make me crazy. Moving on to the next guest. Scarlett, only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. What is up? Lola, who says, hey, Dean in the chat. What's going on? Good to see ya. Good to see you, Lola. We got Scarlett loading up into the box.
Hello?
Guys only. Hi, welcome in, Scarlett. Do you support Trump?
Hello?
Hello? Do you support Trump?
We are
Banned. I actually have to issue a quick correction here. It wasn't ABC conducting the interview. It was NBC. My apologies. Yeah, Meet the Press is NBC. That just came to my mind. I misspoke earlier when I had said that it was ABC. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do not. I just want to.
That's a little girl. Moving on to the next guest. We got Nessa loading up into the queue. Only hop inside of the box if you happen to be MAGA. We're going to have a long day today, guys. There's going to be a lot of trolls. There's going to be a lot of people screaming the "We Are Charlie Kirk" song, and it's gonna be quite annoying. Just kind of giving everybody a heads up in advance, right? Hey, welcome into Sport Trump.
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
07.
Of what month?
June.
What day?
29.
Okay, sounds good. And why do you support Trump as president?
I don't. I just wanted to talk to you.
Okay, well, I'm going to ban you. That's fine. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. Only hop inside of the queue if you're an American adult that supports Trump as president. Hey, welcome into You Support Trump.
Hello?
That's a child's bans. Okay, guys, listen. We have the rules in the middle of the phone screen. They're really easy to read. Rules to join. We're going to go through them together. You got to be 18 plus. You got to be American. And you got to be MAGA. All rule breakers will be permanently banned. So if you're inside of that queue in violation of the rules, you are going to get banned. We're going to have to go through quite a few trolls today. So apologies in advance. There's just been a lot of videos blowing up recently of people trolling the shit out of me. So let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the queue. That's definitely going to take a moment here, folks. Definitely going to take a moment. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best, everyone. Trying my best. We got 4 people loading up. I might as well just load a bunch of people up at the same time. Trying my best.
Hey, Dean.
4 people loading up. I might as well. Yeah, we have 5 people in the queue. All right, we're gonna go bottom to top. Sophia, do you support Trump?
We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the...
Okay, Sophia's gone. Ray, do you support Trump?
Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult who supports Donald J. Trump as president, please, and...
Fuck you. Rays, do you support Trump?
We are Charlie Kirk.
Jackson, do you support Trump?
Yeah, what's up, dude?
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay. Honestly, folks, I think that's a new way to do it, everybody. I think that's a new way to do it, everybody. Is just to load like literally 6 people up into the queue at like the same time. Lord T, thank you for the $10 on Super Chat. The answer to your question is that there's just still some Trump supporters out there. Lauren, thank you so much for the $25 over on Venmo. Let's get 250 Lauren W's. It is very kind of you, my friend. Lauren with the $25 says, I'm a secondary social studies teacher since 1997. I'm also middle-aged, and I appreciate you educating ignorant people. Aloha
put your
from
finger
Kona.
up at me, boy.
I appreciate you so much for that love, Lauren. Thank you so much for being a teacher. I think that you probably do great. Listen, I think that our youth needs to be better educated. That's awesome. Thank you, Lauren. Show some love to Lauren. What the fuck is your problem? Okay, show some love to Lauren in that chat for the $25. We're going to continue to move on, folks. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Let's go ahead and refill our panel with another like 5 to 9 people and see if we're able to find a singular person that supports Trump as president. Okay, he's 4. Let's go bottom to top. Jackson, do you support Trump?
They always said that Charlie Kirk would...
Chance, do you support Trump?
Yo, what's up, Dean? Yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
18. I was born in March 2008, 13.
Okay, Luna, do you support Trump?
We are Charlie Kirk.
Kay, do you support Trump? It looks like they're leaving, so Chance, it's just you. All right, Chance, tell us, buddy, why the hell do you support the most delusional president of your life, Mr. Office Rocker Don?
All right, yeah. Before I start, can I tell you a joke, please? It's a one quick joke.
Preferably not.
Please, bro, you're gonna laugh. I swear. I swear.
Randy, thanks for the galaxy. I just want an argument for why you're a Trump supporter, dude.
Where did Darth Vader get his shoes from?
Where?
The Darth Maul.
Nice, Chance. Why do you support Trump? Okay, and he just left. We're gonna move on to our third batch of people, folks. We're already like 20 guest requests into the stream, and we haven't been able to find one Trump supporter yet, guys. Promise that I'm doing my best here to find someone, guys. I promise that I'm doing my best to find someone, guys. Chief is behind the wheel, so we gotta kick him. Let's go to get the next panel of like 5 people connected into the live stream. We got KGBY loading up. We got John loading up. We got FIR loading up. Okay, 5 people. We're gonna go bottom to top. FIR, do you support Trump?
No.
Okay, band. KGBY, do you support Trump?
Dean, you already know. I just wanted to say hi.
Okay, no. Hunter, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
19.
Okay, what year were you born in?
2007.
What month?
May.
Okay,
Nigger,
Gage.
nigger.
Gage is
What?
a Trump supporter, but we're gonna have to ban him for spamming slurs. A lot of Trump supporters are
I
very
didn't hear what you
racist.
said because that one guy was just spamming the N-word.
Yeah, John, do you support Trump? Okay, looks like it's just you, Hunter. Go ahead and take it away and tell us why you support the worst and most delusional president of your 19 years of life, Mr. I have no evidence that elections are rigged, but I always call them rigged no matter what. And then I crash out and I leave an interview and they prove me wrong. Why do you support him as president?
I mean, do you want to talk about the election stuff right now? Or do you want
Oh,
me to,
your
like, tell
business. Thank you so much for the sports car. Appreciate you. Thank you. Well, listen, the reason why I bring it up is because of an interview that Donald Trump had earlier today with NBC News
I did
through
see
Meet the
that,
Press.
yeah.
And I mean, I think that that's a really shocking example of just how like out of touch with reality Donald Trump truly is, right? He just basically believes that when things don't go his way, then they were rigged against him. And we're not just talking about the 2020 election here. We're also talking about the midterms. I mean, he specifically claims that California today is rigging the primary process for their midterms for the mayoral race in LA County and the gubernatorial race for the state as a whole, right? So, I mean, he's just clearly out of touch with reality. And I think that you're lying, Hunter, because you're in high school. Goodbye. Okay, guys, we're going to go move on to a fourth batch of people from the guest request. I'm so sorry that it's taken a long time to find the very first Trump supporter of the day. There are just literally so many trolls and so many liars. Let's go to move on to the next group right now. We're going to go to load up another 5 people.
Hello, Dean.
All right, here we go. Sienna, do you support Trump? Sienna, are you here? Sienna's not here. Goodbye.
No, ¿quién?
Dick,
Oh,
do you,
ya sé quién. Ya vi una foto de ella antes.
Dick, do you support Trump?
We are dead, dope baby.
Okay, guys. We are like close to 40 people into the stream trying to find one Trump supporter. It is obviously not working out in our favor. I am going to continue to try my best. Everybody. Guys, please only hop inside of the queue if you're an American adult that supports Trump as president. The rules should be in the middle of your phone screen. All right, we're going to start bottom from top.
You're genuinely not as woke as you think you are. Goodbye.
Okay, we're going to go bottom to top. Stephanie, do you support Trump?
Hello.
Hi, do you support Trump?
Hello.
I'm a phenomenal black woman.
Do you support Trump, Maximus?
Don't kick me, please. Okay, I have a question.
No. Mackenzie, do you support Trump?
You're so fucking hot. I love you.
Okay.
Yeah, she was lucky, right, though.
Corbin, do you support Trump?
Yeah,
How old are you?
17.
Okay. All right. We are over 50 guests in through the day. We are going to continue to look for a Trump supporter, everyone. If it continues to go this way, we just may end the stream and not do one today.
Oh my god.
I came on for debates, everybody. I really do enjoy debating, like Republicans. I really do enjoy debating Trump supporters. I really do enjoy trying to like change people's minds, but clearly doesn't look like we're going to be able to effectively do that. Okay, we have another queue of 6 people. Let's see if we could find literally anybody on the queue who's MAGA. So that first guest clearly wasn't. We're going to go bottom to top. Please stay on mute. Perry, do you support Trump? Perry, you got to unmute. Sent you an invite.
We are Charlie Kirk.
Okay. Moving on to the next one. Ambi, sent you an invite to turn your mic on. Do you support Trump?
No, but my best mate does. Do you have...
Okay. Moving on to the next. Blazin, I sent you an invite to turn the mic on. Do you support Trump?
I'm gay.
Okay, very nice. Kicked, banned. Moving on to the next one. Miss, I sent you an invite to turn your mic on. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you? Okay, they just left. Perfect. Last person on the queue. Trombone, I sent you an invite to turn your mic on. Do you support Trump?
Nah, I just wanted...
All right, we are 56 people in through the day. Let's go to move on to the next panel of 6 people from the queue. I'm asking that specifically only Trump supporters who are above the age of 18 and are American hop inside of the queue. We are trying our best here to find somebody to debate. We're going to move on to another panel of 6 people. I am very apologetic that this has taken a while, y'all. We are trying our best. Only, once again, hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, everyone. All right, I'm going to mute y'all's mics when you join. Please don't unmute yourself. If you unmute yourself, I'm just going to kick you. Feel free to unmute yourself when I send you an invite to turn your mic on. Here we go. Fantastic. We're going to go to start at the bottom. Abigail, I'm going to send you an invite to turn your mic on. Tell us, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
What month?
March.
Okay, you'd be 19. Banned. Moving on to the next. Big RS, do you support Trump? Sent you an invite to turn your mic on.
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 2007.
Okay, but how old are you? 2007 is
I'm
a year.
18.
Okay, what month were you born in?
October.
Okay. The best. Are you a Trump supporter?
When did you last 16?
I fucking hate you and you know it. Orange girl, I sent you an invite to turn your mic on.
How do you
Please tell
still
us.
have supporters and you were crying over Charlie Kirk when he died?
Because not everybody is a moronic child like you.
That don't
Okay. All right. Big RS, go to take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
I support Trump because I am a neo-libertarian phalangerist.
All right. We are 52 people down for the day. Let's go to move on to the next panel of 6 people. Guys, please only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, everybody. We are trying our best to look for one Trump supporter who's down to come up here and give us a debate. We are over 60 different people in, folks. We're going to go ahead and reload the panel with another 7 people from the queue. When we get you up here, please, guys, don't unmute yourself. If you unmute yourself, you're just going to be kicked from the beginning. Only unmute yourself when I send you an invite to do so. We are looking for the very first Trump supporter of the day. We're looking for the very first Trump supporter of the day. Alrighty, here we go. Let's go ahead and go top to bottom. Sorry, bottom to top. The one, I'm going to send you an invite to turn your mic on. Hey, do you support Trump?
Daniel, did you really think?
All right, moving on to the next one. ERO, Veronica, she's leaving. Moving on to the next one. Send you an invite to turn your mic on, Chris.
Shut up, nigger, I'll rape you.
Okay, band. Let's see, who else do we have here? We have The Cave. I sent you an invite to turn your mic on. Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
How old are you?
37.
What year were you born in?
1988.
And who's that talking?
Me.
I know, but what's the screen name? I don't know if it's Jaden or Kayla, just because it shows that you guys are both muted.
Yeah, you can just call me Kay.
Okay, that's Kay. Do you mind muting and unmuting your mic real quick? It's just glitched out on my end. Thank you, I appreciate that. Jaden, I'm going to send you an invite to turn your mic on real quick. Just ask you if you're a Trump supporter. Does it look like they're here? All right, Kay, how old are you?
37.
Okay, what are your preferred pronouns? I just saw that you have a trans flag in your bio, so I thought I'd ask to make sure I don't misgender you.
She, her. I'm gonna be the most honest conservative you've ever talked to.
All right, Kay. Go ahead and take it away and tell us why you support Trump as president. And just to clarify, you are a trans woman?
I am.
Okay. Wow. All right. Okay, Kay, tell us, why do you as a trans woman support Trump as president?
I was raised in the South. I was raised to be conservative. Can you give me a policy and we'll talk about it? Like, you don't have to talk about the news or anything like that. Just like a social thing or a financial or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that you personally have self-interested reasons to not support Trump as president. I mean, they've declared trans people as terrorists through official EOs and memorandums. They have prevented trans people from joining the military because they think all trans people, including yourself, are mentally ill, on top of about a billion other things. But I actually want you to take it away. I want you to tell us why you support Trump as president. Why do you think he is a good president?
I mean, he's an average president. I've seen like what, 8. But he's, according to the conservative beliefs, we are party line now, and these are my people. This is my community. I have to go with them because I'll be kind of alone if I don't.
Well, I don't think that you'll be alone if you don't go with them. I actually think that you're alone if you do, right? Like regardless of, how many conservative people are willing to tell you that they accept you, ultimately, they vote against not just your best interests, but your human rights. I think that the conservative movement literally hates you. I mean, the trans scare is a manufactured piece of propaganda used by the GOP to deflect away from the fact that they're terrible for the economy, they're terrible for foreign policy, they're terrible for women's rights, they're terrible for the working class, and just say, hey, well, look over here. There's a mentally ill, deranged, sick person who's coming after you and your children, so you better vote for me to stop them. And they scapegoat you as that mentally ill, deranged, sick person.
Right, that's right. You know, like you're not wrong there, but you have to know that I was raised with like 8 figures in our bank account, so I am protected and other people aren't.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that having 8 figures in your family's bank account will help you out. But this still doesn't describe why you'd ever want to co-sign yourself to a party that scapegoats you as a mentally ill, deranged person to deflect away from the failures of their party as it relates to everything else.
Right, because they just use that for like leverage to get power, and that power gives me more power because they're actually not going to do anything to me. Like I'm welcome at the country club and everything too.
This person's insane. How about this? Why do you think Trump would make a better president than Kamala Harris? I just still haven't heard a reason from you why you think that Trump is a good president. Could you give an argument?
Just because he's like not a Democrat, so he supports the people that I can that work for me and that I can exploit to make sure that I stay in power.
Yeah, are you trolling?
A little bit. Have a good one.
All right, guys, we are 30 minutes into the stream, still looking for the first guest. We've already like cycled through 70 different people. I'm gonna very kindly request that you guys please follow the rules. The rules are very simple. We're gonna go to put them up in the middle of the phone screen right now. You have to be 18 plus, you have to be American, and you have to be MAGA. Now, listen, folks, if you could follow those 3 simple rules, we won't have an issue with this stream. But see, the thing is we're already damn near a quarter through the stream today, and we still haven't had a singular debate because it's just been trolls. I think that there's a time and I think that there's a place where it could be funny, but when it is...
We are Charlie Kirk, we can...
The only thing that absorbs the stream, you know, it's definitely not funny.
We are in with us.
I'm going to go and get our next group of around 6 or 7 people up on the live. I'm going to ask you guys that when you join to stay on mute because I'm going to mute you. I'm going to go guest by guest and unmute you from the bottom up, and we're going to see if we could find a Trump supporter who's down to debate. Please only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. And to please follow our rules. All right, guys. We got quite a few people loading up inside of the queue. We got quite a few people loading up inside of that queue. I think they're all on mute. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All righty. All right, we're going to go bottom to top. We're going to start with you, Atheist. I sent you an invite to turn your mic on.
Fuck you, Jew! I fucking hate you! Kill yourself!
Okay, goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. Nin, do you support Trump?
Charlie Kirky. Do I?
Goodbye. Aiden, I sent you an invite to turn your mic on. Aiden just left. That's fine. Shittiness, I sent you an invite to turn your mic on.
So, when is the Charlie Kirk and Dean Withers fanfiction happening?
It already happened a year ago.
Oh my god. Where?
You are so fucking weird. You are so fucking weird. Isaac, I see an invite to turn your mic on. Do you support Trump?
I do.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
What month?
January.
Be 19. All right, guys, we've cycled through close to 80 guests. We're close to a quarter into the live stream. And cycling through 80 guests and being a quarter into the live stream of the day, we have not found a singular Trump supporter. I wish that you guys would just simply have a little bit more respect for the rules of the live. It would mean a lot to me. We're going to move on to our next group of people. Please follow the rules. All right, I'm going to put you all on mute. Don't unmute yourself. If you do, I'm just going to ban you. We're going to go top to bottom, asking you guys if you support Trump as president. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, starting with you, John. Do you support Trump? See an invite to turn your mic on, John. John, you have 5 seconds.
I love you, Dean.
Thanks, John. Not the time, though. Nickname, do you support Trump? Okay, not here. Okay, what about this? Connor, I'm going to go ahead and send you an invite to turn your mic on. Connor, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
20.
What year are you born in?
March 2006.
Okay. Thomas and Cross, I'm going to go ahead and send you both an invite to unmute. Thomas, do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
What month?
September.
I don't believe you. I'm sorry, man. Cross, do you support Trump?
Fucking Knicks. Let's go Spurs. Fuck the Knicks. Yeah!
Jesus fucking Christ. Don't give that guy coffee. Holy shit. The guy, we should pass a new law to ban Thomas from ever buying any caffeinated drink again a day in his life. All right, Connor. All right, buddy. You know it. You know what's going on. You know the question, motherfucker. Why do you support Trump as president?
Because he thinks Trey Murphy should have been in the dunk contest and 3-point contest.
All right, we are 90 guests in of the day, a quarter in of the live stream, and we have not been able to find a single person to debate. All right, guys. Seriously. You've had an hour now. You've had an hour. Could we just leave it in the first hour of the stream? You have had 60 fucking minutes. Listen, you've had 100 people. We have cycled 100 people through the live, and every single one of them has been a troll. You've had 100 attempts to scream about Charlie Kirk, or sing the We Are Dean Withers song, or talk about the Knicks, or to LARP as a Trump supporter. You've had 60 minutes to scream about Charlie Kirk, to sing the We Are Dean Withers song, to talk about the Knicks, or to LARP as a Trump supporter. Now, let's please just naturally transition into the debates. Okay? So, the purpose and the point of this live stream is to talk to Trump supporters and to try to change their minds. I bet that a lot of the people who are inside of the queue that want to troll probably aren't Trump supporters, right? Probably agree with me and you find it funny. And trolling time to time can be funny, undoubtedly, right? But now you are actively preventing me from changing the minds of Trump supporters. You are actively preventing me from going over the critical and nuanced reasons why the Trump administration is bad for America. Right? You've had your time. You've had your hour, literally. You've had your 100 people, literally. At this point, please leave the queue. I'll be looking through the guest requests. So will my moderation team. If we find people who are inside of the queue that are not Trump supporters, I will be banning you guys. My moderation team will be banning you guys because we specifically want to debate people now. So please follow the rules of the live stream. If you want to know what the rules are of the live stream, I always have them up in the middle of the guests. You have to be 18 plus American and MAGA in order to join. Hey, do you support Trump?
I do, yes.
How old are you?
I'm 21. Just turned it.
Okay. What year were you born in?
May 31st, 2005.
All right, man. And why the hell do you support the worst president of your life, Mr. Trump?
It's just, he's great. I love him. I always have. I'm born and raised in the South, so diehard Republican.
Okay. Well, when you say that you love him because you were born and raised in the South, you promote the idea that people from the South are fucking stupid. And that's not true. So rather, just say that you love him because of your own lack of critical thought. But let's see here. Let's see if there's any reason to underpin the position. Convince me that I should love Trump. What is he doing to make this country great again? What is he doing to push the world in a positive direction? What is he doing to further the public policy of our country? And he left. The first the first Trump supporter that we found in an hour. In 1 hour. lasted 3 seconds. I just can't even believe it. I just can't even believe it. It's insane. Welcome in, Brad. Do you support Trump as president?
Yeah, Dean. We've talked before, buddy.
How old are you?
So
I'm sorry,
30,
I don't remember
30,
you. You
30,
must be
yeah,
30
years old. Yeah,
quite irrelevant, Brad.
You crashed out and kicked me, so because I smoked your ass in debate. But
can I see the evidence of this?
I support. Yeah, it's probably on your YouTube. Why don't you look at your own channel? So
I posted
Donald
it on
Trump.
my own channel. Then you definitely didn't smoke me.
I'm sure you did, buddy. So I support Donald Trump because I can't wait to see Alex Pereira smoke Cyril Gain hosting the first UFC event at the White House. It's gonna be phenomenal. Keep getting trolled. I hope that no one comes up here to debate you.
You want to give an argument?
No. Zero.
You don't want to give an argument? Wait, so I just want to clarify, Brad. I just want to clarify, Brad, that you have self-admittedly identified yourself as a Trump supporter that has actually debated me before, but you were refusing to debate me.
Yeah, so usually what happens when you lose in a debate is that you don't bring up the person that you lost to, but you apparently did, and I came up here to say UFC is going to be phenomenal on the White House lawn.
So
Alex
what are your
Pereira
thoughts?
is going to smoke Cyril Gain.
What are your thoughts on the position? What are your thoughts on the
position
position that Donald Trump is a terrible president because he's absolutely destroyed the American economy? There's not a single macroeconomic variable that's better off today than it was a year and a half ago, such as GDP growth, the fact that it's down compared to 2024 under Biden, such as jobs report, the fact that in 2025 we added 170,000 jobs compared to 2.2 million in Biden under Biden in 2024, such as unemployment being at an all-time high since the pandemic. Same thing with the fact that we got 1.3 million layoffs last year, or such as the fact that every single financial quarter since the inauguration for Donald Trump and his second administration, business investment has gone down and manufacturing bankruptcies have gone up.
I'll tell you. I'll answer that. I would take the $500 that you get in the next 15 minutes from your donos, put it on Pereira, win a shit ton of money because Alex Pereira is going to smoke Cyril Gain on the White House lawn.
So you don't have a response, Brad?
Keep looking for debates. Keep getting trolled. You're a waste of space,
so you don't have a response. What about the fact that he raped a woman by the name of E. Jean Carroll, or he sexually exploited naked people in their dressing rooms at the Miss USA pageants that he
now
owns?
You want to talk about E. Jean Carroll?
Or what about the fact that he started a needless war of choice overseas? It started a war in Iran that's killed 160 girls, and in all reality, we're in a worse off position today than we were 10 years ago under Obama with the JCPOA.
Now you want to talk about E. Jean Carroll.
Well, I just simply want to talk about why you think Trump is a good president.
From my boy Dylan, who said it best. Interesting. Now you want to talk about E. Jean Carroll. Last time I came up here, I
just want to know why you think Trump is a good president.
You want to talk about everything except for E. Jean Carroll. So I'm telling you what, Dean. I'll tell you what, Dean. You wasted my time last time. I'm wasting yours. Watch the fight. Pereira is going to smoke Cyril Gain.
You're scared, Brad.
Take your donations and make some money. I'm helping you.
You're scared, Brad.
Help me help you.
Well, how about you just give an argument?
I have no interest in talking to you about...
Let's see. Trump has destroyed the economy. Trump raped a woman. Trump sexually exploited naked women and girls. Donald Trump has launched an assault and attack on our Constitution. Donald Trump has endorsed the murder and the execution of citizens. So just to clarify, if you don't give a counter argument to any of these things, it means that you must agree.
Donald Trump will put on the greatest show we have ever seen with Cyril Gain versus Alex Pereira. Put your money on Pereira. I am helping you. Thank me later. Don't waste any time, resources. Don't waste your time having your moderators and your team look it up. I promise you I've done the due diligence. You will make a epic shit ton of money if you put the next 15 hours of your donations on Pereira. Do yourself a favor. It's going to be phenomenal. Dean, I will talk to you when I talk to you. Keep wasting your time. No one wants to debate you, sir.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess he said it. He said it the best. Listen, folks, for all of the apolitical viewers of the live stream, for everybody tuning in that finds himself in the middle of the roads, look at this. I found myself in a position where I have become so successful in effectively debating against the Republican, against the MAGA worldview, against the Trump administration, that now Trump supporters won't even debate me. I mean, listen, guys. You see one person on the left on this live stream screaming and shouting, saying, "Hey, MAGA sucks. Trump is a shitty, terrible president. I want you to prove me wrong." And they can't. Who are you going to side with? The side that says we stand 10 toes down on our convictions and we could prove them. The Trump administration is terrible for this country. Or the side that says, no, Trump is a good president, but I'm actually going to refuse to engage in any reason that you could give to prove otherwise. Explicitly. Tell me, folks, who would you rather side with? We're going to continue looking for a Trump supporter. We are 1 hour and 20 minutes into the live stream, and we have still yet to find one person to debate. One person. We have yet to find one singular person to debate in 1 hour and 20 minutes. Caleb, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
18. August 29th, 2007.
Do you think of yourself as the diamond in a rough, Caleb? The first Trump supporter in an hour and a half when we've had over 100,000 people cycle in and out of this live stream that could give one good reason why he's a good president?
I don't know. That kind of just shows to go that that's your whole viewer base that loves you and stuff. They're up here requesting, not even following your rules. That just kind of shows your viewer base, doesn't it?
I think what it shows is that TikTok is also available to children. But go ahead, give the argument, Caleb. Why do you think Trump is a good president? You have my attention.
So I just honestly can't get behind the Democratic Party, and I would love you to change my mind. Their only agenda right now is hating on everything that Trump has done.
Okay, but that's a good agenda. Like, for instance, when Donald Trump reduces the purchasing power of the working class and gives us the worst jobs report in 20 years, then the Democrats are like, I hate this. This is bad. Okay, well, that's a good thing because what that shows is that the Democrat is for the working class.
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know? That necessarily follows. Donald Trump does bad thing that hurts America. Democrats are like, I hate this guy. I hate this bad thing that hurt America. Oh, well, maybe it's because they don't want to hurt America. What's one good thing that Donald Trump has done in the last year and a half?
I mean, I don't know. Democrats, you say the Democrats don't want to hurt America.
So the Democrats?
George Soros backing them, an anarchist.
So his name is Soros. And by the way,
yeah, you guys have an anarchist.
So people can donate to the causes that they want to. I want the argument. Why is Trump a good president? What is one good thing that he's done in the last year and a half?
He is funding these. George Soros is literally funding the.
He's making contributions to campaigns that he agrees with, just like any other American has the right to do. Now, what is one good thing that Donald Trump has done in the last year and a half, Caleb?
I don't know. I just know that. Oh, he's made my stocks go up over 100% since he's been in office.
Sure. How? Okay, he left too. Perfect. 1 hour and 25 minutes into the live. Okay, he came back. 1 hour and 25 minutes into the live stream. Still haven't been able to get a singular argument from anybody. Do you support Trump?
Oh my god, I did not mean to. No, I do not.
All right, we're going to go to Banyu. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Santana, please feel free to bring him up here if you happen to see them in the queue. I would love to find just like one person that supports Trump that thinks that they can back their bullshit with an argument. Tina, I appreciate you so much for the Future City. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, I don't.
Okay, Ban, that's fine. Moving on to the next guest, folks. Let's go to get that next guest connected into the live stream. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Over on Super Chat, thank you so much for the $40, Jose. Oh my goodness, thank you, Jose. I want to see 400 Jose W's down below in that comment section. That is very kind of you, my friend. Thank you so much for that love and support. Jose with a $40 says, for Dean, why do some of these MAGA callers like Brad have such an annoying inflection? Every time I hear Brad, I feel like I'm hearing somebody scratching on the chalkboard. I don't know. There's something about Trump supporters in the way that they speak that is genuinely really annoying. Thank you so much for the $40, man. I would love to see 400 Jose W's down below in that chat. That is very kind of you. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do.
How old are you?
18.
What year are you born in?
January 2008.
Sounds good. I'm going to thank a couple people that'll pass that mic off to you. Gentle, thank you for the $10 on Super Chat. Who says Dean's looking beefed on round table. I've been bulking. Weeaboo, thank you for the $10. Who says Dean, this is pissing me off. I subscribe to you to listen to debates. Authorize your mods to get them gone, please. We're doing our best. They're doing their best. Angelina with a $14. Who says this stream is a living nightmare today. Much love, Dean. Hope you're well. Thank you. Ginger with the $10 says I saw the Jubilee post and you guys were great. Thank you so much, Ginger. Lucy, thank you for the $10, and Angelica, thank you for the $14 as well. Who says this is not funny or fun for anybody. Please stop trolling. Go touch on the grass. Have some water. Hang out with your friends. So fucking true. Over on Venmo, thank you, Kayla, for the $15. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and that's a really good question asked during the abortion debates. Thank you, Kayla. Let's get 150 Kayla W's down below. Helen, thank you for the $5. Kaylee with the $5. Then Peter with the $20, who says, if there's ever been a more eye-opening example of how badly MAGA is crumbling, the beginning of this live is it. Holy hell, that start was insane. Oh, yeah, you're fucking telling me, Peter. It's crazy today. Thank you for the $20, my friend. I really appreciate you. I want to see 200 Peters in that chat. Genuinely, that is so kind. And Mr. Joseph, oh my God. Thank you for the $100 donation on Venmo. My man, that is so incredibly kind of you. I don't deserve a penny of that. Like truly, I'm so very genuinely appreciative for you, dude. That is so much money. I genuinely don't deserve a penny. Like, holy fucking shit. That is so very kind. Please show some love to Joseph in the comment section, who says, never toss it at you like this. I could tell that it's going to be a rough one on you today, but you've got this. Whether you need to shut it down or not, here's to you, kid. Joseph, I'm so very grateful for you. I don't deserve a penny of that. Let's get 1,000 Joseph W's in that chat, because that is so fucking kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We do have a couple people to thank over on PayPal, but we're actually just going to let this guest go ahead and start their argument. If you do want to support me, if you do want to support the stream, you can find the Venmo and the PayPal and the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account, pin message on the other place, and the @'s right there, Dean Withers, without the E in Withers. Very best way to ask a question, get a message across, roast the guest, and so on and so forth. Go ahead, take it away. Tell us why you support Trump. Dan, we could only hear you when you were on the live stream. I don't know why you're acting stupid. If you can't see me, then we can't hear you. Go ahead, take it away though. Tell us why you support Trump. You have 5 seconds. Okay, they just keep coming in and out of the app. I think that they're doing that to intentionally waste my time. Moving on to the next guest. Monique, thank you for the $10, who says, this troll train is your victory lap. It just proves how unserious the supporters actually are. So fucking true, Monique. Thank you for the $10. Let's get 100 Monique W's down below. And then Rianne, thank you for the $10 as well on PayPal, who says, hey, Dean, first of all, me and my mom love watching you. Well, shout out to you guys. And then Hannah with the $23. Thank you so much. And AJ and SJ, thank you for the $20 as well. Let's get 200 and Hannah and SJWs. I appreciate y'all so much. Hannah with the $23 says, this might be the most chaotic live I've seen so far. Yeah, it's fucking nuts today. Then SJ says, I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. And you already know that. Thank you so much. Hey, welcome in, man. Do you support Trump, Dirty Mike?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
33.
Okay, what year are you born in?
1993.
All right. Why do you support the very worst president of your life?
Just had a quick question for you. Is it ICE or ISIS?
What?
ICE or ISIS?
I don't understand what you're asking. I don't understand the nature of your question. I don't understand the context of your question. I don't understand the implications of your questions.
I'm just saying ICE or ISIS. You know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying. Are you asking me if I prefer ICE or ISIS?
Yep.
Like which one I prefer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would prefer.
Do you want ICE or ISIS? Do you want ICE in your country? Or do you want ISIS in your country?
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, well, the thing is I think the implication of your argument would be is that, well, although ICE might be brutalistic, they're really helping the country out because they're preventing like really bad like terrorists from coming into the country and killing people, right?
Okay, so which one do you agree with?
Well, I'm saying that the question hinges on the false pre-assumption that ICE are like keeping terrorists out of the country. So the first thing that I'll say here is I think that a lot of people on the right demonize the fuck out of undocumented immigrants, say that they're these violent criminal terrorist murderers, when in all reality, undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes on American soil in comparison to the average American citizen like you. Second of all, if you want ICE to focus on the undocumented immigrants like ISIS that have these really bad crimes on their records, well, then you should vote for Democrats, because over 20% of the deportations under Obama were of undocumented immigrants with those violent crimes on their records. Meanwhile, only 5% of the deportations today under Trump are of undocumented immigrants with the bad crimes on their records. And that's because the Democrats want to focus more on the undocumented immigrants with the bad crimes compared to Trump, who just wants to focus on anybody and everybody.
Okay, so ISIS. Got it. All right.
So do you have a counter argument to anything that I said? I would assume not, right? Like, I would assume that you don't have a counter argument to the notion that undocumented immigrants are less likely to commit crimes. I would assume that you don't have a counter argument to the notion that under Trump, there's actually more undocumented immigrants with bad crimes on their records that are roaming free around the country. I'd assume that you don't have a counter argument to the notion that, well, actually, because of mass deportation, crime rates go up because poverty goes up, because it destabilizes our economy.
You just said one thing about President Trump that was bad, and I brought that up, and it's good.
So ICE is not good. The reason why I'd argue that ICE is not good.
So you want to be with ISIS then?
No, if I had to compare ICE to ISIS.
What state do you live in?
Listen,
man?
I would take.
What state do you live in?
I would take ICE over ISIS the same way I would take getting like one of my fingers cut off compared to getting my head cut off, right? But like both are still bad, right? Like ICE is certainly not good, right? Even though it's preferable to ISIS. And the reason why ICE is not good is because mass deportation really hurts our country. And ICE upholds reckless disregard for law and life. And we really shouldn't support any institution or person that upholds reckless disregard for law or life.
All right. You mute my mic one more time, or am I good to speak?
You're good to speak.
Oh, all right. That sounds good. So you would rather live next to illegal immigrants than have ICE doing their stuff?
Yeah,
so
I would definitely
have ISIS than ICE.
That's
just my question. That's just my question.
So do you think that all undocumented immigrants are like ISIS terrorists?
Excuse me?
Do you think that all undocumented immigrants are ISIS terrorists?
I mean, aliens are.
Okay. So then why are all these ISIS terrorists less likely to commit violent crimes than you?
I was just bringing up the...
Can you answer my question?
Go ahead and say it one more time.
Why are all these ISIS terrorists less likely to commit violent crimes than you?
Because they're illegal immigrants and...
Which I just want to clarify. You're saying the reason why all of these ISIS terrorists are less likely to murder, rape, and kill people than me is because they're ISIS terrorists? So you're saying that ISIS terrorists are like really good, benevolent people who are less likely to commit bad crimes? So just to clarify, you're pro-ISIS?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. So I would assume that's not the reason.
I'm just saying that
why you think that ISIS terrorists apparently are less likely to murder, rape, and kill people than you.
I'm just saying ICE or ISIS.
Oh, but I'm just asking. I'm just asking because you already did equate all undocumented immigrants to being ISIS terrorists. So then answer the question. We know that all of these ISIS terrorists are significantly less likely than the average American citizen to commit violent crimes. We know that all of these ISIS terrorists are significantly less likely than the average citizen to commit nonviolent crimes. We know that the president of the United States of America has at least raped one more woman and committed 34 more felonies than the average quote-unquote ISIS terrorist, because he's been proven to have raped a woman. The average undocumented immigrant hasn't. He's been found guilty of 34 felonies. The average undocumented immigrant hasn't. So I'm really confused, and I want you to clarify on this point for me. Right? Why are all of these ISIS terrorists, right, quote unquote, significantly better people than the average American and better people than the president? Are you saying that our president is worse than an ISIS terrorist because he's raped a woman and the average one of them hasn't?
You keep on muting my mic every single time I try to say something. I'm saying you would rather live near ISIS than ICE. What state do you live in?
Okay, so you're not
in America.
This guy's. I live in. Listen, I live in Colorado. I live in Colorado, but this guy's just. I live in Colorado, but this guy's just straight up refusing to engage in the dialogue.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, because you're not responding to a single point that I'm saying.
You are not.
We already understand that you're
question,
equating undocumented immigrants to be ISIS terrorists. How about this?
You are not answering my question, sir.
Make your argument.
You are not answering my question.
What's your argument? Oh my God.
I'm saying, would you rather live next to ISIS or ICE? That is the question.
Yeah,
answer with ICE or ISIS.
I'd probably prefer to live next to the average ICE agent compared to living next to the average ISIS terrorist. But I find this to be a false dilemma because I don't think that undocumented immigrants.
You support Trump.
So the reason why this wouldn't make me a supporter of Trump is because I don't think that
it does. I'll let you say your stuff. Go ahead. My bad.
The reason why I don't think that this makes me a supporter of Trump is because I don't think that undocumented immigrants are ISIS terrorists.
Okay, then let's let them all in then. Where do we stop at then? Where do we stop? Is the
You're
question.
continually asking me questions, but you're not responding to the questions that I've asked you. So I'm going to repeat the one question that I've asked you upwards of 20 times now that you are refusing to engage in. Answer the following question. If undocumented immigrants are these really bad, sick, evil, perverted ISIS terrorists, then why are they less likely to commit bad crimes than you, the average American-born citizen? If you don't answer that question, I'm going to kick you.
Okay. What do you want me to say? Like, I don't know. I'm not family with any of them. I'm not friends with any of them. Like, what do you mean, man? Like, that's crazy.
What I'm saying is,
what do you
don't
mean?
you
Like,
think
you're doing hypotheticals?
that's not a hypothetical. A hypothetical.
Yeah, it is. I don't know any. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
A hypothetical is where you like think of a scenario that like could happen, even if
That's
it isn't
literally what
happening.
you're stating.
No, in fact, it's not. Because what I'm stating is if they're ISIS terrorists, as you are accusing them to be, then why are they actually 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes than you? It is not a hypothetical claim that they could be 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes than you.
I don't know,
It is
man.
a
Like,
statistic.
is it
It is
raining
a
outside?
fact
Like-
that they're 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes than you.
Is it raining outside? Like,
I have a question.
Is the sun shining?
Would
Like,
you
what
would
do
you
mean,
rather
like, what if?
this guy? It's not a what if. There's nothing what if about it.
That's
My
literally
source.
what you just said.
No, my source that it is not a what if, but rather a fact that undocumented immigrants are significantly less likely to commit violent crimes is PNAS.
Okay. Well, what does PNAS mean?
It's an institution of study and research. They've kept track of crime rates in America since the 19th century, and they've consistently and reliably concluded and determined that undocumented immigrants are less likely to commit bad crimes on American soil than the average American citizen. And I have around 23 other sources I could give you on top of PNAS. But I actually want to ask you a question. Would you rather live next to a rapist or the average undocumented immigrant?
I'd rather live near no one. Like,
Oh, okay. Wait, whoa. That wasn't an option for your hypothetical directed to me. You said ISIS or
You still
ICE,
never-
right? Yeah, and you made me
Yeah,
choose one. I'm
yeah.
going to make you choose one. Would you rather live
Yep.
next to a rapist or the average undocumented immigrant?
I mean, I'd rather call the police on
Okay,
like any.
that wasn't an option. Would you rather live
when-
next to a rapist or the average undocumented immigrant?
I mean, I guess I would have no choice.
Oh, you do have a
Besides
choice.
calling the
Rapist
police.
or average
Besides calling the
undocumented immigrant.
police.
No, that there's no third option of
besides
calling the
calling-
police. If you don't answer the question, I'm going to assume that you would rather live next to the average undocumented immigrant. You have precisely 30 seconds to correct me. By giving a non-answer to the question, we will be carrying forth with the pre-assumption that your answer is the average undocumented immigrant. So I will ask you once again, this is your last time to answer before we assume by default that your answer is the average undocumented immigrant. Would you rather live
Alright.
next to a rapist or the average undocumented immigrant?
I would just call police. I would just call the police. Like if I
Okay,
lived next.
so
to
you call the police, they don't do anything. Would you rather live next to a rapist or the average undocumented immigrant? You made me answer your stupid question. Now you're going to answer mine.
Your stupid question. You want me to answer your stupid question?
Yep, answer my stupid question.
All right. I wouldn't live near any of them.
Okay, that wasn't an option. 30 seconds have passed. We have now assumed by default that you would rather live next to the average undocumented immigrant. But earlier, you equated undocumented immigrants to be ISIS terrorists. And Donald
Yeah.
Trump is a rapist as adjudicated and proven
Keep
by a
on muting my
unanimous
mic.
jury of 9 in a civil court. So basically what you're telling us here is that you'd rather live next to an ISIS terrorist than Donald Trump? Wow, you're a really bad Trump supporter. You're a really bad Trump supporter. Oh my goodness.
Keep on muting my mic, man. Is what it is.
Wow, why don't you go out and explain to all the other Trump supporters watching why you'd rather live next to an ISIS terrorist than Donald Trump? You anti-American, unpatriotic, communist freak.
It's not how it is, man.
No, it is. That's exactly how it is.
That's literally not how it is.
Okay,
Like,
so where did I go wrong?
I would put myself in
Was
a
I wrong
situation-
when you said when I
would
said
put
that Donald
myself
Trump
in
is a
situation
rapist?
Where I would
Was
not
I
live near
was I
any of
wrong
them,
where you
and I
referenced?
told you I'd call the police if
Oh,
I
wait.
lived near both of them.
Okay, so you'd call the police on Trump?
Trump's what?
You said that you'd call the police on a rapist if you live next to one. Well, Trump's a rapist.
He's not a rapist, man.
He certainly is.
He's not a rapist, and he's not an
Here's a jury
immigrant.
verdict form. So this is from a 2023 civil court case that reliably
Bro, put
concluded by
ChatGPT
determination.
down. Stop looking at your phone and talk to me, man. What the
So
fuck?
I
do you mean?
actually want you to look at your phone because of the jury verdict form in the middle of a phone screen. It shows where unanimous jury of 9 agreed that he sexually abused or raped a woman by the name of E. Jean Carroll.
Okay, and what happened with that?
What happened to that? Well, this is what happened. Court agreed that he raped a woman. Wait, I thought that you're supposed to be a member of the party of law and order that like trusts the courts and believes in our criminal justice system. Are you all?
Yep,
Are you
I
all of a
still
sudden
do.
gonna? Okay, so you do trust the court. So then you trust the court that concluded that Donald Trump raped a woman, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow, so you think that Trump is a rapist? So you would call the police on Trump?
No, he was found not guilty.
Okay, well, here's a jury verdict form. I understand that it says no to rape, but it says yes to sexual abuse. So what the jury specifically proved is that he penetrated a woman's vagina with his fingers without consent. And the reason why it says no to rape is because the state legally defined rape as the penetration of the vagina with the penis. So in other words, they said no to penile rape, but yes to finger rape. And it's fine that they said no to penile rape because she didn't testify that he raped her with his penis. She testified that he raped her with his fingers.
Okay. You just keep on muting me every single time I have to say something.
Well, go ahead and respond. That's fine, man.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Like, what's your problem with like the United States then? Like, what's your big problem? Like,
Well, I think that we should be asking that question to you. I'd argue here that you're probably the one with the United States of America if you're willing to make somebody who you would call the cops on president.
I never said that.
Yeah, you did. You said that you'd call the cops on a rapist. You agreed that you should trust the outcome of courts. I just showed you the outcome of a court case that proved he raped a woman by forcefully penetrating her vagina with his fingers, which in other words concludes that you'd call the cops on Trump.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Then why do you live in the United States then, man? Like, if you hate it so much.
Are you just not going to respond to anything I said?
Give me the 30-second option one more time. Give me the A and B because
we're going to move on to somebody with like the mental acuity of at minimum a 5th grader, and I think that you fall below that bar. Billy the Badass, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
36.
Okay, I have a series of questions that I want to ask you here just to ensure that you're competent enough to withstand trial. How many continents are there?
7.
Okay. How many branches of government are there?
I got a question for you.
Okay. Well, I guess because you knew how many continents there were, I'll let it slide even though you don't know how many branches of government there are. Here, let me catch up on the donos, and then I'll pass the mic to you so you could tell us why you support Trump. By the way, there are 3 branches of government. Cabin Man, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat, who says that last guy was pretty dumb. Hey, caller, would you rather get punched in the balls or kicked in the balls? What's your That's what your hypothetical sounds like. Dude, so fucking true. That's actually a good one. Over on Venmo, thank you so much. Haley for the $5 who says, holy mother, a false dilemma from that last guy. Dude, so true, Haley. Show some love to Haley. Hayes, thank you for the $10 who says, you deserve this after you had to debate that scummy senator. Actual rage bait. Bro, that was some bullshit on Jubilee. Dead ass Hayes. Thank you so much for the $10. Melody, thank you for the $5. Yeah, you could ban like the bad trolls, of course. Amanda, thank you for the $10 who says, thank you for the entertainment on my drive home from the Tetons. Well, of course, thank you for the $10. Taylor, thank you for the $10 who says, my dad is a Trump supporter. I'm 20 born in 05 and he's 49 born in 77. Please let me join the live under Taylor Roche. He will seriously debate you. I promise no more trolls. Bet Taylor, make sure that you're still inside of that queue. I'd love to have you up next. Thank you for the $10. Over on PayPal, Alyssa and Fassi, thank you guys for the $5. And Dewey, thank you for the $45 donation. You are awesome. That is Dewey. Thank you so very much for that love and support. You are awesome, Dewey. That is so so much love. I want to see 500 Dewey W's in that chat. Dewey with the $50 essentially says, thank you for killing it every day. Well, thank you so much for the kind words and for supporting the stream. You are awesome, awesome, awesome. We are all caught up. Once again, if you want to support me, support the stream, ask a question, get a message across, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok, pin message on the other place, and the at's right there. Dean Withers without the E in Withers. Go ahead and take it away, man. Tell us why you support the worst president of your life, Mr. Delulu Donnie. Billy the Badass is pretty quiet all of a sudden.
You are you done?
Yeah, you're all good to go, man. Tell us why you are a Trump supporter.
Well, I was just going to go to a fact that you pointed you were wrong, you lied on, and that would be the jobs claim. You said it was the worst in 20 years.
Ignoring recessions, yeah.
Do what?
Yeah, ignoring recessions. The job report of 2025 was the worst jobs report since 2003.
You said the latest jobs claim was the worst in 20 years.
Yeah, the latest annualized jobs report is from 2025.
Well, in May, it was up 4.3%. Unemployment rate was up 4.3%. 172,000 jobs were added, so that wouldn't be true.
Okay, well, the jobs report for May is not an annualized jobs report, my friend. That'd be a monthly jobs report that hasn't been revised yet by the BLS.
That's not what you had said, though.
Yeah, it is what I said.
The latest
And I know that's
job
what I said because I bring this up all the time. This is like one of the most frequent claims that I bring up, that I make, that I discuss with the Trump supporters who join my live. And it's fine if like you misinterpreted this claim. I'm sure that you're not acting in bad faith. I'm sure that like maybe I didn't word it the best, or I forgot to say ignore in recessions. So it's like I'm not just going to blame you as being a vindictive like asshole. But the claim is that the jobs report from 2025 is the worst jobs report ignoring recessions in 20 years since 2003. Okay, and I say that because in 2025, we added 170,000 jobs to the economy that was frankly lower than the rolling monthly average in 2024 under Biden when we added 2.2 million jobs.
Well, the 2025 was not the worst either.
It was. Yeah, ignoring recessions, it was the worst since 03.
No, you can say your opinion can be it was the weakest since 2003, but that's not fact.
Okay. Could you point me towards another annualized jobs report where we added less jobs when we weren't actively in a recession?
How many did you say were added?
174,000.
In 2025?
Yeah.
No, it was 584,000.
Okay. According to whom?
We'll look it up.
Okay. Yeah, I do look it up. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says 170,000, 180,000.
Check with the DBIA.
What is a DBIA?
We'll look it up.
Okay, that is the Design Build Institute of America. Well, see, the thing is when I'm looking for information on jobs reports, I'm going to look towards the Bureau of Labor Statistics because that is the first-hand source of where the jobs report comes from.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm specifically giving you a source from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Perfect. Awesome.
Be wrong because 2008, 2009, and 2020 were much worse.
Okay, so we were in a recession in 2008 and 2009. That was the Great Recession. And 2020, we had a terrible jobs report, but typically economists agree that we did experience a recession since we had 2 negative quarters of GDP growth, and that's the conventional definition for what a recession is. Now, I actually did just look it up, and I was wrong. So I said that we added 174,000 jobs to the economy according to the BLS in 2025, when we actually added 181,000 jobs to the economy in 2025. So in other words, I was off by 6,000. Now, the number that you cited me, 500,000 jobs. So that was the initial 2025 estimate that was released towards like the beginning of the year. Insofar as like, well, what are we projected to add to the economy this year, predicated on previous economic growth? But then that was later revised down once we had combed through the data. And by the way, I just want you to keep in mind that the body that revised that estimate down to the specific numbers was once again the Bureau of Labor Statistics under the Trump administration. Is this where you run away?
No, I'm not running away.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just checking what you had said.
Yeah, that's fine. You can
You're
check what I
aware.
said. You'll see that I'm right. You'll see that I'm right. I tend to be right.
Yeah, I know you do. While I checked that, I wanted to bring up another point you'd made, and that was the undocumented immigrants tend to commit less violent crimes than the average American.
Okay, yeah, that's also true.
How can you prove that?
By looking at crime data, it's actually really easy.
Yeah, but how can it be accurate?
In the same way that we could accurately determine crime rates for citizens? What?
Yeah, but citizens
So-
are documented, Dean. So you can track it that way. How can you track what's undocumented?
Because undocumented immigrants are undocumented in the sense that they don't have proper legal documentation to be in the country. But that doesn't mean A, we don't know how many undocumented immigrants are in the country. And that doesn't mean B, that we don't know when undocumented immigrants commit crimes.
So how many undocumented immigrants are in the country to an exact?
Well, down to a margin of error of 200,000. It is 14 million according to the Pew Research Center as corroborated by the U.S. Census Bureau. And that margin of error of 200,000 wouldn't have any impact on the crime rate, right? It would, like, for instance, if we assume the smallest estimate possible, undocumented immigrants go from being 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes to 2.4 times less likely to commit violent crimes. If we assume the most liberal estimate possible, well, then undocumented immigrants go from being 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes to 2.6 times less likely to be to commit violent crimes.
How many did you say were currently in the country?
Like I said, 14 million according to the Pew Research Center as corroborated by the U.S. Census Bureau.
Okay, you're right on that. That's a rough estimate, but can it be a matter of fact if they're undocumented?
Yes, it is a matter of fact. It is a matter of fact that within a margin of error of around 200,000 people, there are 14 million undocumented immigrants in the country. And it's actually like rather easy to determine that based on like all of the different levers of undocumented immigrants and what they pull on and what they do inside of the country. Like, for instance, we know how many undocumented immigrants work because we know when an undocumented immigrant files for an ITIN. We know how many undocumented immigrants pay taxes because the IRS tells us that they pay about $100 billion per year in taxes annually in the state, federal, and local level. We know how many undocumented immigrants are caught at the border. We know how many undocumented immigrants are getting detained by ICE. We know how many undocumented immigrants, once again, are filing for that work permit, or how many of their children are going into DACA, how many of their children are going into the public schooling system because they have a constitutional right to do so. We know how many undocumented immigrants are like talking with immigration advisors to like hopefully like start the process of kicking off a green card or filing for asylum. And like all of these different mechanisms are what we use to determine how many of them are in the country. And when that's backed by Pew Research Center and the U.S. Census Bureau, right, we could very reliably determine this conclusion.
Gotcha. And then
by the way, did you ever like look up the information I gave you from the BLS to see that you were wrong when you suggested that last year in 2025 we added 584,000 jobs to the economy?
No, I haven't. I'm talking to you. I haven't clicked off.
Well, I mean, frankly, earlier you said, while I look this up, I want to ask you another question. So I'm going to assume that you're never really going to look that up. That's fine. We can move on. Now that you've investigated me on a couple points, I want to investigate you on a couple points. Why is Trump a good president?
I didn't say he was a good president. He's better than what we would have had.
Sure, yeah. What's the argument for that?
Well, I wanted to ask you one more thing about...
Oh, well, I think it's fair that I ask you something after you ask me two things. So what's the argument that Donald Trump is making a better president today than Kamala Harris would have, given that she won the election?
I think I'll ask you a question, Dean.
I think that you're scared. Because I think I've already given you
what?
fair and ample opportunity to ask me more questions than you deserve.
Dean.
Because typically, the way that these streams work are very simple. The prompt says, how do you still support Trump as president? I load up a guess. I ask, how do you still support Trump as a president? And then they give an argument. You, on the other hand, load it up. I asked you, why do you support Trump as president? And then you said, Dean, well, I want to ask you one question first. So then I agreed. I said, okay, that's fine. Ask me a question. We talked about the jobs report. You were proven wrong. And then I went back to the prompt. Okay, well, how do you support Trump as president? And you said, Dean, I need to ask you another question first. So then I begrudgingly agreed. You asked me about the crime rates of undocumented immigrants in America. And now I'm like finally starting to realize that you're not really up here to give an argument for why you think that Trump is a good president, or I guess better than the alternative if Harris had won, because you're scared to do that, because you know if you do, you'll be cooked. Or you know that there are zero redeeming qualities to the Trump administration, and the only reason why you're still co-signing yourself to the evil MAGA movement is because of your own biases and idiocracy, right? Which of course doesn't look good as an argument on a debate live stream.
Biases be?
What's that?
What would my biases be?
Oh, I don't know. Just like a general bias against women. Maybe you think men are better at leading than women. That's a possible one. A general bias against people on the left. Like you just kind of buy into all of like the conspiratorial nonsense, gibberish rhetoric. Oh, Kamala Harris was a communist that wanted to chop all your kids' penises off. General, like, I don't know, idiocracies and ignorance surrounding, like, I don't know. Maybe you think that Trump is like great for the economy because that's all he's been saying for the last 10 years, even though there's not a single macroeconomic variable that's better off today than it was a year and a half ago. A bias against like black and brown people. Maybe like you're on board with ICE terrorizing them. I don't know. All right, there's about a billion different options there. Many different biases and prejudices could be placed on the center focus in attempting to argue in support of Trump. But I don't know, man. Maybe if you think that you're more so a rational person with good reason to prefer Trump as president today over Harris, given that she had won, give the argument, please.
I think Dean.
I'm waiting.
You know what I think, Dean? I think you like to hear yourself talk.
Well, I mean, I'd preferably like to hear you talk about why Trump is a good president by giving me an argument, but you've kind of refused to do so. So I'm just like, I don't know, filling up the empty space. This is starting to bore me.
80% of this whole debate has been you talking.
Okay, well, how about we change that? I'll give you the mic for as long as you want it to tell me why you think that Donald Trump is making a better president today than Harris would have if she had won the election. I just want the argument, dude. It has been nearly 2 hours that I've been live, and I've still not gotten a singular argument why Trump is a good president. Like, genuinely, you guys have seriously embarrassed yourself today. What's the argument, buddy?
Well, economy and cost of living would be a good one.
Okay, so you think that the economy would be worse off today if Harris had won. Why?
Well, it's hard to say, but I know we all felt better off before the pandemic, and then once we went through and saw what Biden did, can you really blame how people felt and wanted a change?
Yeah,
I'm not saying that.
I could blame you for that, because I would assume like what you attribute the inflation under the Biden-Harris administration to the Biden-Harris administration. Well, that's pretty dumb, because it wasn't caused by them; it was caused by the pandemic. Earlier, you said that we had a really bad jobs report in 2020. Okay, well, like Trump was president in 2020. I don't see you blaming that on him. So what that shows me is that you have the intellect required to make the nuanced distinction between the negative economic outcomes of the pandemic and the negative economic outcomes of the presidency. And you are able to do that as it relates to Trump in 2020, but you don't do that as it relates to Biden in 2021. And I find that to be very misled.
I think a lot of people see the strength in his leadership, and everybody will know he's pretty divisive or decisive and willing to challenge what's already there. And we haven't seen that in any of the Democratic Party. We're going to roll with what's already always been. No change whatsoever.
It seems like all of the changes that Donald Trump has implemented in the last year and a half have been very bad. Like, for instance, what's one macroeconomic indicator that's better off today than it was a year and a half ago?
I didn't say that we were better off. You asked why we voted for Trump.
Okay, well, I mean, listen, if you agree that like we're worse off in all senses, then maybe his changes have been bad.
I wouldn't say they've been great.
Kind of my point, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So then you shouldn't support him. If like everything that he's changing is being changed for the worse, then he shouldn't be president.
No.
Okay, so what's one thing that he's changed that's changed for the better?
Well, he's still got you crying. That's been pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else outside of my tears?
No. Keep pointing to him and keep losing elections.
Okay, so this is a non-response from an idiot who knows they lost the debate.
You
know that I got you cornered, buddy. You know that I got you cornered, so now you're going to start crashing out. You said that you support Trump because he brings about change. I point out the fact that seemingly every aspect of our country has changed for the worse from the start of his term until today, and then I yielded the very common sense conclusion that, well, maybe that makes Trump a bad president, right? And then in response, I just asked you a very simple question. What's one thing he's changed for the better? And the only thing you have to say is liberal tears. Buddy, you are a unserious man-child who needs to reorder your priorities for why you engage and how you engage in the American political system. No, you shouldn't be engaging in the political system to make more people that you disagree with, quote unquote, cry, but rather you should be engaging in the political system to make the material conditions better off for the most people possible. All right? So I'm going to ask you the question again. What is one thing that Donald Trump has changed in the last year and a half for the better? Or tap out and run away like a scaredy cat, like you and every other Trump supporter who's been on the stream today has done. Literally, I have not gotten one argument in 2 hours.
What you ask? You keep muting me when I'm trying to talk. What did you ask?
I asked you for one thing that Donald Trump has changed for the better over the course of the last year and a half through his policy. That's all.
Well, I just told you that you keep crying and we keep voting. I mean, you're the one doing it.
So I just want to clarify that the only positive outcome of Donald Trump's administration has been Dean Withers crying.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Okay, so you're obviously
And
not
Parker,
like a serious
and
political
Parker.
interlocutor.
And Parker too.
Okay. Right. So what I'd recommend is that you like go outside, try to make friends and touch grass. Because if some random 21-year-old white boy on your phone screen on a phone app is guiding your decision-making processes every 2 and 4 years in the voting booth, you seriously need to get a life.
Probably.
At least you know it.
See you, Dean.
Well, thank you so much for having DDS, Dean Derangement Syndrome. Have a good one.
Yep. See ya.
All right, guys, we're still looking for somebody who could give a legitimate argument insofar as why they support Trump as president. We're 2 hours into the stream and we've heard nothing. This is seriously embarrassing as hell for MAGA today. I mean, they can't even hold it together. Like they can't even hold it together. They can't defend themselves. I feel like I'm like stealing candy from a baby. Oh, Taylor. And for the person in the chat that said Taylor, I appreciate you. Where is Taylor at? Guys, in the meantime, make sure that you're double tapping on that phone screen, sharing out that live with a couple friends, hitting that repost button. If you want to support me, if you want to get a message across, ask a question, so on and so forth, you could find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on my TikTok account. Put a message on the other place, and the ats at the top of the phone screen, Dean Withers without the Ian Withers. Very best way to support what we do here. I'm not seeing Taylor in that queue. Taylor, are you still here?
Yo, what up, man?
Hey, what's going on? Do you support Trump, ZB?
Yeah, I'm iffy on it.
Okay. If the election was held tomorrow between Trump and Harris, who'd you vote for?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Probably not.
Okay, probably want to vote. Sounds good, man. Joseph, thank you so much for the $25 over on Venmo. I appreciate you. Thank you, Joseph. Show some love to Joseph in that chat, guys. Thank you so much. Joseph with the 25 says, for your patience and persistence, you need to speak more slowly so MAGA idiots can understand you. I probably do need to slow it down a little bit. Thank you for the $25, my friend. Jeff, do you support Trump? Jeff, hello? Okay, it looks like Jeff is leaving. That's fine. We're going to get that next guest loaded up in here. We got Camden joining. Cora, thank you for the $10. Who says, you're so cool. I'm glad that people like you exist on this earth, and I hope that you keep on going, bro. I'll never give it up, Cora. I appreciate you for the $10. Taylor, thank you so much for the $60 donation. Holy fuck. I want to get 600 Taylor W's. Taylor, that is so kind of you. Thank you. Taylor with the $60 says, thank you so much for bringing logic to these morons. Nobody could debate like you. Thank you for your hard work, King. Oh my goodness. You're too kind. Seriously, all the love in the world to you. Thank you so much for that love and support, Taylor. The go of the hour. Show some love to Taylor down below in that chat. Same thing to you, Fasi. Thank you for the $10. I've not heard about that. I'll have to take a look into that. And then Kelly, thank you for the 5, and Eli with the 4. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hi. Yeah, I do support Trump.
How old are you?
18.
What year are you born in?
2007.
What month?
September 13th.
Okay, give me one moment here. Daniel, I appreciate you for the $20 on Super Chat, who says, was just in a debate live with 9 other MAGA people, and I was the only Democrat on the panel. I was so kind and cordial with them, had good talking points, and then when I left, they began to follow me and said to come back anytime. W? Well, hopefully you're able to change their minds, man. That's awesome. Thank you for the $20. Gay Uncles with the $20 says, everybody has a hard day at work, but hang in there. This is a good sign. Just breathe. Yeah, dude, today's stream is pretty chaotic. I'm trying my best, though. I'm trying my best. It is definitely very chaotic, though. I appreciate you for the $20, Gay Uncles. And I think that we're all caught up. Awesome. So why do you support the worst president of your life, Mr. Mr. Rapey Trump?
Well, I'm just like, it's more of not that I like love Trump, but it's more of like I just don't see like the other party. Like I'm number one, I'm very Christian, so I don't really understand the idea of abortion. I'm not for it.
You're not for the idea of abortion.
No, I don't like it.
Should you do what Jesus would do?
Yes.
Okay. If Jesus saw a woman, let me restart. Does Jesus see women getting abortions?
I mean, I actually do believe like there should be a policy on how abortion should be handled. Like if the mother's life is like in danger, I understand that there could be.
Can you answer my question?
I think Jesus could just understand abortion?
No, I said, does Jesus see women getting abortions?
Like, did he see them?
No, does he?
Probably. I don't know.
Not a probably, like a certainly. He's all knowing.
I mean,
of course
yeah,
he does.
if he's omniscient, yes, he
okay.
would see them
Does
getting
Jesus
abortions.
stop women from getting abortions?
If that's the route you want to go, no, not exactly. He does not
Okay.
stop them.
So if you should do what Jesus would do, and Jesus sees women getting abortions, but doesn't stop women from getting abortions.
That is a terrible argument.
Then
Have heard
you
about
should
the
see
argument of
women
free-
getting abortions.
Have you heard of the argument of free
and
will?
you
in the-
shouldn't stop
in
women
the
from
Bible?
getting abortions.
I mean, no, I don't. I obviously don't stop them. I mean, it's not my choice to make, but I just don't think.
You're pro-choice.
Nope, that's not what I said. I don't physically go stop them, but I am against the idea of it.
Okay.
I don't like babies not even being able to come into this world and having their parents take it away from them where
Hey,
they're
Momo.
even born.
Yeah, it's fine for you to be like morally against abortion, but like still think that inevitably it should be the choice of the woman
Okay.
or girl. That's
Okay,
being
well-
pro-choice, my friend.
Okay, that's not okay. All right, I also have a different point. I feel like if you were trying to sway somebody's opinion more towards not being for Trump, why do you you're so awful to all the people that support Trump? Like instead of trying to sway their opinion, mostly you kind of just like shit on them.
Well, I'm awful to people who are awful to me. My proof is that you haven't been particularly awful to me so far in the conversation, and I haven't been particularly awful to you so far in the conversation.
Yeah, no, yeah, you do have a point. I see like I like come into stream sometimes because I do see clips online that are pretty funny. So I like come in to see if anything's happening. And I was just like, I don't know. Most of the time it's just like you just going at somebody or somebody going at you. It's not much of a debate.
Right. So then what's next? Why do you support Trump?
That was mostly just the point I wanted to get across was abortion.
Okay.
I have to get a point anyway.
Okay, well, like, listen, here's what I'll say. So first and foremost, like, I think that it's possible to be a Christian and like not even think that abortion is wrong. The reason why I say that is in the Old Testament, A, in Numbers, we read about how God in some scenarios is actually okay with abortion. And B, we also read through Mosaic law that the crime for killing another person was that you in turn will face death. But the crime for forcing a miscarriage or killing a fetus is just simply a fiscal penalty. So it doesn't even seem as if the Bible prescribes for full moral rights and personhood to fetuses. The second thing that I'll say here is even if, right, the pro-Christian worldview does lead you to the conclusion that abortion is morally wrong, I don't think that religion should be able to dictate the law of society, because I believe in secularism and the distinction from the church and the state. So what this means is that continue thinking it's wrong and like do things in society to reduce the amount of abortions that women are getting. Like, for instance, a vast majority of women that access abortion do so because of financial instability. So advocate for policy to reduce financial instability of young women and girls, right? But don't superimpose that religious prescription on the law and prevent women and girls from accessing abortion because of your faith.
Okay, yeah, no, that is a good point that I should probably not let faith be my only factor in not wanting abortion, but like it's not just that. I mean, like morally, like my set of own like moral values is like I just don't think it's right. Like not from based on my religion. I just like I don't see the killing like I mean I know people don't see it as killing, but like or I don't know how to describe it really.
Well, here's where I start in this conversation. Do you think that women or girls who are raped and impregnated should be able to legally access abortion?
Okay, yeah, no, so that is like how I was saying earlier about how there's just like different scenarios. I do believe that like if especially if it's a younger woman, that especially if she's raped, she should have the choice in an abortion. But like, I feel like also depending on the family situation, should determine more of like how easily accessible the abortion is, if that makes sense. Like,
so let's assume that an older woman who's worth like $10 million, who has all the means in the world to provide for that fetus, if she wanted to, do you think that she should be legally prohibited from accessing abortion?
how old of a woman?
50 worth $10 million, could raise that kid if she wanted to. She's raped, she's impregnated. Do you think that she should be able to access abortion?
I feel like with rape, like it's such a tough scenario. I think she should raise the kid, but I don't know. See, yeah, like you do have a point in that scenario.
Are you 16?
What? Oh, I haven't even looked in chat. He's 16.
Are you 16?
He's 16. No, I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, I have to. If you want to take me off the stream, I have to go to work. I have to leave for work in the next 5.
All right, I'll take that as a sign that maybe he is 16. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Only up inside of that queue. If you happen to be MAGA, please and thank you. Follow the rules. Hey, Jose, thank you so much for the $51 on Super Chat. Thank you so much, Jose. Let's get 500 Jose W's, man. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Jose with the $51 says, for Dean, you should have asked that previous caller, would you rather eat crap or live next to an undocumented immigrant? On Parker's Live, they chose to eat shit literally every time. MAGA is disconnected to anything good and holy. That's fucking insane, Jose. I will make sure I ask that to the next Trump supporter we're able to get up here, because that's nuts. D1, thank you for the $20, who says, I genuinely wonder what some of these supporters think after they just get kicked. Just malding after they so clearly get shown the errors of their views. You know, I honestly think about that too sometimes. Like, where do they go after they get kicked from my life? Like, what do they do? Do they just kind of like sit and like they're all like pissed off for like 30 minutes before like continuing on with their day? Do they punch a hole in a wall? I don't know. Fussy, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat. And then Steve and Eva. Oh my goodness, thank you to the two of you guys for the $50 each over on Venmo. Steve and Eva, the fucking goats of the hour. Thank you guys so much. That is so much money. It goes a very long way in the small town that I live in. I'm so very grateful for y'all. Thank you so much to Steve and Eva. Steve with the 50 says, so funny how they can't come up with a singular argument for supporting Trump aside from owning the libs. So sad. Yeah, that guess was pretty fucking sad. Eva with the $50 who says, thank you for being so outspoken about women's rights. The second somebody starts down that path, I know that they're about to have a bad day. Without fail, you march and shred the nonsense and leave the facts stand. And I appreciate you more than you know. I try to be strong in those arguments. I think it's important for society to be pro-choice. So I try to be strong in those arguments. It's good to know that I'm on the right track. And thank you for the $50, Eva. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump, Haley?
Yes.
How old are you?
24.
Okay. Cora, thank you for the $8 on Venmo, and Vanessa, thank you for the 5. I appreciate you. I'll look for you. Vanessa. Go ahead and take it away and tell us why you support Trump.
Mostly for immigration and not like the economy as a whole, but specifically me and my family.
Okay, immigration. So you think we need to deport all the illegals, right?
I don't necessarily think that every single like immigrant should be deported or that they shouldn't be here, but I definitely do think that if you came here illegally, whether you have a history of violent crime, regular crime, or no criminal history, you should be going about it the correct way. Now, I do think that we should make it a little bit easier to come in, but I do think that if you broke the law to come in here, you should not be here.
Okay. So, you know, nobody's above the law. Listen, here's what I'd say in response. The reason why I disagree with you is just because of the outcome on society. Ultimately, the reason why law exists is to make the conditions for those in the country better off. You know what I mean? Right? So if we have a law in the books that makes the conditions for the people in the country worse off, then we should probably get rid of it or revise it. And mass deportation for every single undocumented immigrant definitely makes the conditions in society worse off. And for that reason, we should probably revise it to mass amnesty, which would just be a pathway to residency or citizenship for all the undocumented immigrants who aren't guilty of the bad crimes.
See, like, I can kind of understand that in like the way of it being better for the economy to have them here because it is more workers and more people in demand for the things that we produce. But I just don't think that it would, like, the solution would be to just say, hey, you guys broke the law, it's okay, now you get to stay here. Because why wouldn't we do that for everyone that broke a law then?
Well, because the thing is A, undocumented entry is a victimless misdemeanor, and B, our government is kind of to blame for people breaking that law in the first place. Like I could give you a really good example of this. 99.99% of undocumented immigrants aren't like bad people who came in with the use of illegal means because they wouldn't qualify for the legal means. It's because illegal means take way too damn long, 20 years, cost $50,000, and our legal processes of immigration have been neglected by our government for like the last 25 years. And that's kind of the system that led to this outcome. So we kind of carry some of that blame, and for that reason, we carry some of the responsibility for fixing the issue that we in part created. Now, the second thing that I'll say here is I think that you're a hypocrite. The reason why I think that you're a hypocrite is because you're saying we shouldn't reward criminals, or else we'd have to reward all criminals. Well, you rewarded a criminal with the Oval Office. And the only reason why that criminal, Trump and his 34 felonies, faced no sentence for his 34 felonies that once again carried a maximum penalty of 340 years in jail was because by the time sentencing came around, he was already president because you voted for him. And since then, he has been using the Oval Office to excuse even more crime. He gave a full and complete presidential pardon to the 172 violent J6 riders who tried to kill cops and called them patriots, and earlier today argued that we should fill their pockets with millions of dollars because they were abused by the Biden DOJ. He's been using the Oval Office to excuse his own crimes. He's barred the federal government from ever investigating him, his family, or his companies for tax fraud ever again in their lives. He's been excusing his own crimes. Yesterday, the DOJ announced that they're implementing roadblocks to prevent any future prosecution of Trump, his family, or his companies.
I mean, but when Biden left office, he also made it to where his family couldn't be investigated and neither could he. So why was it, oh, Biden's protecting himself and his family, but when Trump does it, it's, oh, this isn't right. He should not be allowed to do this. I think that's pretty hypocritical in itself.
That's not necessarily true. So what you're talking about would be the last minute pardons Biden gave to his wife and his son. Okay. And those were specific pardons for any crime possibly committed during the presidency or during Trump's presidency. And the reason why Biden gave them those pardons is because Donald Trump has been screaming since day one, lock them all up. Every single day, Donald Trump accuses Obama of a new crime. Every single day, Donald Trump accuses Biden of a new crime. Every single day, Donald Trump accuses Hillary Clinton of a new crime. He ran in 2016 on getting her thrown in jail. And since the start of his second term, okay, he has been using his DOJ to falsely prosecute and go after his political opponents like James Comey, Obama, and Letitia James. So there was good reason for those pardons to prevent baseless lawfare from MAGA. But we just simply don't see that same thing to be true about Trump. Like, I've never seen any Democrat say that we need the IRS to lock up Trump and every member of his family now for tax fraud. You know, we need to falsely go after him for crimes that he never committed. It's just simply not the same.
Now, I will say, like, there's definitely, not that I've seen anyways, Democrats in office that sit there and say, like, he needs to go to jail or he needs to whatever, but you guys definitely hurl accusations at him constantly. And in my opinion, if Biden had nothing to worry about, he wouldn't have felt the need to pardon him and his son, because nothing happened to Hillary after Trump won the first time.
Actually, no,
Clearly,
you're wrong.
these are things
Something
that
did
he
happen to
says.
Hillary.
I don't know anything what happened to her.
A 17-hour deposition that led to nothing. Right? I understand why you're saying if they had nothing to worry about, then they didn't need these pardons. But see, the thing is even though Hillary Clinton was innocent, she was still caught up in the court systems for a year because of the baseless prosecution from the Trump DOJ, including a 17-hour deposition. Right? It's just simply saving his family from the exhaustion of baseless attempts at preliminary investigation and prosecution that is ultimately frivolous.
I mean, I can understand that, but personally, like, if I was Hillary and I went through that, I would be suing him for baselessly pursuing me. So Biden could do that, and if he was actually innocent, he could have gone through all of those steps as well and then counteracted it by suing Trump. So it just kind of seems like...
Which would be more work, by the way, right? Like, the point is that Biden wants to save the time of his family members, save the time of his family members from baseless prosecution, save the time of his family members from baseless indictments, save the time of his family members from baseless testimonies, save the time of his family members from having to hire lawyers to go after them in civil court, and save his family members from the demonization in the media. Like, ultimately, like, dude, I would rather not be falsely prosecuted by the Trump administration and then be caught up in that court process for like 3 years than be falsely prosecuted by the Trump administration, be caught up in that court process for 3 years, and then spend another 3 trying to sue them, right? It's just simply saving the time of his family, the energy of his family, the interests of his family, the reputation of his family.
Okay, yeah, like I can see the whole time thing and not wanting to go through all that, but as far as reputation goes, I mean, their reputation's kind of already gone anyways, so I feel like that doesn't really matter.
I mean, I don't think anybody's ever been more up on the reputation charts than Hunter Biden right now, so I don't think that's true.
I don't really follow him. I don't like to, follow along with people that do the substances and stuff that
I know,
he does.
but you'll support a rapist as president. Yeah, clutch your pearls over a recovered addict, but then support a rapist as president that's boasted about sexual exploitation that's in the files over 1 million times. Hypocrite.
See, but this is actually something that I really wanted to talk to you about, because I do know that you've said before that you supported Trump when you were 14 and that you were very involved in politics. You supported him. You would like debate in favor of him. So I find it very hypocritical on your part to constantly tell people that they're bad people for it not being a red line for them that he's a rapist, but it wasn't a red line for you when you supported him either. And I find it a little odd if your response is, well, I didn't know that. How were you so into politics and you loved him so much and you debated in favor of him, but you just didn't know that? Or was it just not a red line for you at that time and you didn't
that's
care?
actually what you were wrong about. I wasn't super into politics. When I was a Trump supporter, it was more so my family's red, therefore I'm red too. Trump, good for the economy. That's about as deep as my political thoughts went when I was, a young teenager, right? As most young teenagers are. And when I started getting into politics is when I stopped supporting Trump on J6, right? But I mean, even if that argument was like true, and it's like, I did know that, some lady was suing him for rape because by the time I stopped supporting Trump, that lawsuit wasn't even over yet. And I did know that he raped her and I was still a Trump supporter. Well, the conclusion is we were both hypocrites. We were both bad people. Not that we were both not hypocrites. We're both not bad people.
Yeah, but my only problem with that is I've heard you say countless times on your live that people that are grape apologists or rapists are not capable of change. So why is it that you were capable of change in that aspect, but other people or Trump is not?
Well, I thought I just described to you that I didn't even know a woman was suing him for rape.
But every other allegation made about him, like those 26 women, I feel like it's been a known thing throughout Trump's entire life and his time in the spotlight that he is
so typically
not a good person when it comes to women.
So typically, like 14 and 15-year-olds don't like look at the news. At least I didn't.
Okay, so you were just outwardly.
I hope that makes sense. Like 14 and 15-year-olds, they're not like, oh, like what's like the daily like breaking news update on like AP? I better go like turn CNN on to like get my political information. Essentially like 99% of like 14, 15-year-olds that like claim a political affiliation don't research that political affiliation in the slightest and kind of just believe it because their parents do. And that's on like both sides of the aisles. And it's not true in all scenarios. Like there's some like Giga Chad 14, 15-year-olds that are like researched as hell and, they're based as hell, like good for them. But it certainly doesn't change the fact that that's not true in most scenarios. Also, you said that I've said that like rapists and rape apologists can't change. I definitely don't think that rapists can change. I don't think that most rape apologists can either. But I'm not done. I'm not done putting the active effort in to trying to open the eyes of a rape apologist. I'm not done with that.
See, like, I don't necessarily think that when it comes to him and E. Jean Carroll that it's about, like, excusing his actions. And, like, I do understand that she had to take it to civil court because, the statute of limitations was up, so she couldn't pursue it in criminal court. And I don't think there should be a statute of limitations when it comes to things like that. But I don't know. Like, I find it a little bit odd the way that she went about the entire thing. Not saying that she waited too long, because I understand most women never come out about those things. That's not anyone else's business, really. But it's just, I don't really know how to word it.
Just say it how
when
you
she
want
talked
to.
about it-
Just be honest with how you feel. Just tell us what your thoughts are insofar as why you don't believe the outcome of the court case.
She essentially had said, I think it was in that interview where she made a comment about she didn't feel like a victim, like she didn't feel like she was victimized and that it wasn't violent and it wasn't whatever. You went into a dressing room with a man. You're now saying that you don't feel like a victim. So which is it? You're a victim and he assaulted you, or you're not a victim and it wasn't that big of a deal?
Right, you're pretty gross. So yeah, to clarify, what she said on the Anderson Cooper CNN interview was that this was an experience that she went through in around 5 minutes. And there are other women and girls that live out this experience of violent sexual abuse every day for their entire lives. And she said, like, I don't feel like a victim like the victims of other women and girls that go through it every single day. That was just the process of a very complex sense of trauma where A, the brain doesn't want you to recognize yourself as a victim, but rather you want to feel empowered as a survivor. And B, almost like survivor's guilt, quote unquote, where this really bad thing happened to her, but it was over and done within 5 minutes when there's other women and girls who lived it out every day of their lives. And these are very like personal, close to the heart traumas that are very hard to decipher and work through for rape victims. And that was a moment of transparency from a survivor. And I just find it so insidious to use that moment of transparency against her. And frankly, I actually think that this is one of the best cases for the notion that she was truly raped by Trump. Because if she was just making it all up, then she wouldn't expose herself to misinterpretation in the media by sharing such honest and transparent trauma that she's still working through 23 years later.
Okay, and in all honesty, I'd never tried to think of it from that perspective, whereas like she just doesn't feel like as much of a victim as other people that go through it on a daily basis. So I can definitely see that point, and like she was just looking at it like, this isn't as big of a deal compared to what other people go through. I'd never tried to think of it from that lens, because in that moment, it just kind of seems like, okay, well, you're saying like you don't feel like a victim, so which is it? You are or you aren't?
But you're saying that you haven't thought about it through that lens. That's what she said. Like, I'm not like trying to think of why she said it for her. That's literally what she said in the interview.
I could have sworn that all that she had said was that she didn't feel like a victim and it wasn't aggressive.
I'll literally show you it because I have it bookmarked because so many rape apologists like to completely ignore the substance of the evidence submitted in court to prove it to the unanimous jury of 9 and then misconstrue her words in this interview. So I literally have it bookmarked. I'm going to go ahead and just take one quick moment to pull it up. It's always really difficult for me to find because I bookmark a ton of shit on Twitter.
You know, I definitely want to hear it because I haven't listened to that in a long time, and that's what I recall her saying.
This is, I should point out.
And then I didn't behave.
When you say I should have never done it, you mean?
With a freeze, I rose to the occasion, and it did not last long. And that's why I don't use the word you just used. I use the word fight.
You don't use the word rape.
Sexual violence is in every country, in every strata of society, and I just feel that so many women are undergoing sexual violence. Mine was short. I got out. I'm happy now. I'm moving on. And I think of all the women who are enduring constant sexual violence. So this one instant, this one, 3 minutes in this little dressing room, I just say it's the fight. That way I'm not the victim. Right? I'm not the victim.
You don't feel like a victim.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished, which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations.
So like I said, that's exactly what she said. Felt like it was a fight, lasted 3 minutes. I fought back. Meanwhile, there's all of these other women out here who live through it every day. And then she goes on to say that the word rape carries many sexual connotations, but it wasn't sexual, it hurt.
This was nuts.
Yeah, honestly, I've only ever heard the
it
second half of that
hurt.
clip.
It just what it.
Yeah, and like once again, like I think that is a very complex trauma response to what happened to her. Like from the outside looking in, I don't really understand what she's saying. But I know the reason why I don't really understand what she's saying is because what she's reiterating is a very complex trauma response that really only makes sense to her. And a lot of people on the right, yourself included, have taken advantage of that and used it against her. And I just find that really disingenuous and quite evil.
Having heard all of it together, like I said, like I think I've only ever heard that cutoff where she says, like, I wasn't thrown on the ground and ravished, I wasn't a victim. Like I'd heard from then on, not the first half of that. Hearing it all together, I can definitely see more of like the survivor's guilt in that statement.
Right.
So I see what you're doing with that.
Okay, so now that we've gone over that, do you believe that Trump raped her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I just don't see how you could be a Trump supporter, right? Earlier you said that you try not to associate yourself with recovered addicts. All right. First and foremost, I don't really think that there's much of an issue with associating yourself with recovered addicts. They're some of the strongest people alive. Okay. And that's coming from a man that's a son of a recovered addict. And I fucking love my mom. But like, obviously it's worse to associate yourself with a rapist than a recovered addict.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I see that. Yeah, I mean, I can't really support that. He's done that.
Does that make you reconsider your support for him as a president?
I'm very torn on the aspect of like supporting the person, or I mean supporting the president, but not like their character, because like I can understand it in one way but not in the other, because I do know like it's the person making the policy. But at the
Right.
same time, there's a lot of things that people do that have nothing to do with how they view politics, if that makes sense.
I disagree. I disagree completely. I think that people's moral foundations, which drives their behaviors and their actions, absolutely have everything to do with the way that they view politics. Like, not only should we not put a rapist in the Oval Office because of the social and moral fabric of our nation, we are better than that. Okay, not only should we not put a rapist in the Oval Office because I refuse to provide a predator power over their prey, but we also should not put a rapist in the Oval Office because that same fundamental lack of caring about other people to the extent where he's willing to infringe on the autonomy of a woman by raping her is probably what led to him revoking funding for USAID, which is projected to kill 14 million people over the course of the next 10 years. Probably what led to him overturning Roe v. Wade just for political points with the GOP, which has now led to 10 pregnant rape victims per day being denied access to abortion in 10 of our states. Sorry, not 10, 60 pregnant rape victims per day. It's probably what has led to him defying Congress, breaking federal law to conceal and protect the identities of the predators, co-conspirators, and rapists in the Epstein files. Okay, is probably what has led to him passing a really terrible bill, the Big Beautiful Bill, which admittedly enriched himself and other members of the rich and elite at the expense of the financial stability and well-being of the average American and many others. It's probably what has led to him defending the execution of people like Renee Good, Alex Preddy, and Keith Porter. It's probably what has led to him, arguing that the voice and the vote of the people in 2020 didn't matter and he should have just been able to install himself for a second term. Fundamentally, a vast majority of the horrendous things that Donald Trump has done as president, which I use as reasons for why I do not support him as president, are also downstream of his fundamental base set of morals that led to him raping E. Jean Carroll. And it's that nuance that is so important.
I get what you're saying, and like I think that I'm just kind of torn between like his character versus what he does specifically in ways that do benefit me and my family. And I also just really quickly want to say, someone keeps spamming that I'm a bot and using someone else's pictures. You can go on my Instagram, it's in my bio, and message me, it's my Instagram account. But
Are you just saying they have a super rich family?
Not super.
Okay, you have a rich
But
family.
enough to where his tax cuts do benefit us.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, is your family wealthy? Top 1%?
I wouldn't say like top 1.
Okay, I think that you are top 1. Okay, yeah. At what point are you going to grow a spine and realize that you're not the only person who matters?
See, and I understand that, but at the end of the day, if any person, humans are inherently selfish creatures. If any single person has to choose between them and their family versus people that they've never met and don't see on a
No.
daily basis, they're going to choose themselves.
No, it's not a bullet in the back of your brain or a bullet in the back of somebody else's. No, what it is either a slight increase in the taxes on your families, which will not change the quality of your life in the slightest because of the law of diminishing returns of the dollar of the value of the dollar, or a bullet in the back of the brains of the low-income American class, taking healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans when we already have 51,000 that die every single year via lack of access to healthcare. Food stamps away from 3 million American families that ultimately you don't care about because they aren't you. And that's why I asked you the question, all right? When are you going to start caring about people that aren't you? The issue, okay, a big issue that exists in this country today is selfishness beyond the threshold of what should be allowed. Feel free, okay, to vote in accordance with what benefits you as long as it is in consideration to what benefits society as a whole. You were right when you said that humans are inherently selfish. Everybody is selfish. I'm not going to act like that's not fucking true. And it's also okay to want your self-interests to be bettered by politics. But if they cross that threshold of no longer also benefiting society as a whole, then you go into the territory of immoral and a very perversive selfishness, which ultimately has led to the downfall of this nation. I don't think that 10 million low-income Americans need to lose health care so your family can have an additional $50,000 or whatever the hell per year. I don't think that 3 million low-income families, including millions of American children, need to starve because they don't have food stamps. So you and your family could take an additional vacation to the Bermuda every year. I ultimately think that the cost trade-off of what we lose for you to gain is just simply too high.
I understand that you think that like it doesn't benefit us as much as it harms everyone else, but I do think like when people constantly bring up raising the taxes on upper class families and lowering them for lower class families, I don't understand why we should have to pay when we're not the ones using it. The
Sure.
people that are using it and benefiting off of it should be the ones contributing more. We're not using it.
Because a dollar means less to you than it does to the average American. And ultimately, you do use it. Your family uses it. I hear this all the time. Well, all of the systems of benefit that our government pays for, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, Section 8, food stamps, those are things that the low-income Americans use. We don't use them. We shouldn't pay for them. We don't use... Yes, you fucking do. Those social safety nets actively enrich you and make you better off because they pave the way for your family to get to where they're at in the first place, regardless if it's directly through government subsidies or indirectly, because now when we're giving low-income families healthcare and food stamps, they have more money to spend on a movie and you own a theater, right? They do help you. They help society as a whole.
See, I guess I more so mean when it comes down to like food stamps and like Medicare and Medicaid, I don't think that it's our responsibility to pay into that. I don't use those things.
Okay. All right. When was the last time you used the firefighters?
Probably never, actually.
Do you have a responsibility to pay into firefighters? Or should only people who have used the firefighters pay into firefighters? Wait, if only the people who use the firefighters paid into firefighters, well, then the firefighters would essentially go away. I don't think there's enough people who have used the firefighters for them to just be the only group of people paying taxes to fund them to even keep that system alive. So do you think that we should essentially abolish firefighting? No more publicly funded firefighters?
I wouldn't say abolish it, but it could definitely be made like donations based.
Oh, well, yes, abolish publicly funded firefighters. So you are co-signing yourself to that. When was the last time you called the police?
Never.
Okay, so you shouldn't have an obligation to call to pay into the policing systems either. And frankly, the more money you make, the less likely you are to have to call the police, because poverty is what drives crime, right? So essentially what we're saying here is that poor people should pick up the burden for firefighters. Poor people should pick up the burden for the police. Poor people should pick up the burden for food stamps that benefit society as a whole. Poor people should pick up the burden for Medicaid that benefits society as a whole. Okay, well, that just means all those systems are going to go away because poor people don't make enough money to pay taxes to fully fund those programs. Or if they don't go away, well, then you're just essentially saying that all of the luxuries that exist in society that make you feel safe, even though you don't use them, because you know if you were ever in a situation where you needed to use them, you would, and that's what gives you comfort. Just like food stamps, by the way. If you lost all your money tomorrow, your parents die and they donated all their inheritance to a charity, you're out of a job because you never went to high school, and all of a sudden we're in a recession, you're going to be relying on food stamps. Well, all of a sudden you want all the poor people to pay for those leisureties that give you comfort.
But when it comes to the police and the firefighters, I can understand why people that do have more money would want to pay into that, because one, paying for police helps property values in a lot of areas. So I can
so it's just all
that.
about what benefits you.
I'm saying you're trying to make an argument as if like that doesn't, like police and firefighters don't benefit you even if you don't use them and have never called them. When they do, they still benefit you.
You're seeing my
point. So I can understand paying into that.
Food stamps, Section 8, Medicaid benefits you even if you don't directly use them.
How does food stamps benefit me?
Because they make society as a whole significantly better off. Would you rather be a member of the top 1% in the United States of America or a member of the top 1% in a country with not too many social safety nets like Romania?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? I got distracted reading.
Would you rather be a member of the top 1% in a country like America or a member of the top 1% in a country with close to zero social safety nets like Romania?
Probably America.
Why? Because we have better social safety nets in this country in contrast to Romania that in turn galvanize the collective to be better off, producing better social conditions for you.
I don't know. I just don't think that when it comes to food stamps, that's something that should be the responsibility of other people.
Okay, right? And I think that you're evil. What do you think? That kids should just starve and die?
See, when it comes to children, that's a little bit different. I think that there should be a cutoff for it. Like once you turn 18, no.
So why is it your responsibility to fund food stamps for children? Because you every word that has left your mouth in the time you've been on this live stream completely contradicts that notion.
I mean, you're not gonna like the answer.
What's the answer?
When it comes to feeding children, it's important because those children are going to grow up to be workers that are going to contribute into things that are going to help families.
So they're going to grow up and be
when you're of
workers
age to work, you can go get a job and feed yourself. But up until then, you can't do that yourself.
Okay. Well, did you know that food stamps actually have a work requirement on them for adults? Wow.
Did you know that when you do that though, when you do that, but when you do that with the work requirements, you don't have to actually show like a W-2 or a 1099. You can literally get a notarized letter and have a family member or a friend lie and sign it saying you babysit or something and get it.
Notarized by whom?
Literally all you have to do is sign it and have a friend or family member sign it and go and get a freaking stamp on it. That's it.
You said notarized, and I'm not sure that that's true. I think that you have to show proof of income.
No, you don't. That is considered a proof of income for food stamps.
But that's not proof of income. That's just proof of work. Proof of work is not proof of income.
But that's where people, when it comes to like cash jobs, like a waitress, they don't look at all those things. You can just say it comes from cash.
Could you please give me a source for that, please? You should give me a source that there's no requirement for a proof of income for the work requirement on food stamps.
Sure, 1 second.
Trina, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Says, thank you for what you do. You give me hope in these scary days. Well, thank you, Trina. I try my best. Altered Dreams with the $5. Who says, dude, you ate with the pearl clutcher. Thank you for all that you do. Well, thank you, Altered. It's good to see you. Helen, thank you for the $1. And Alec, thank you so much for the $50 donation on Venmo. That is ALEC. Thank you so much for that love and support. You are awesome. Thank you so much. You are fucking awesome. Show some love to Alec down below in that chat. Alec with the $50 says, having fun with yesterday's vlog, which I'm watching now. Please, at any time a Trump supporter becomes unreasonable, give them 5 extremely loud booms to get them back on topic. Thank you for all that you do. That's awesome. Well, thank you, Alec, for the $50. Let's get 500 Alec W's in that chat. That is very kind of you, my friend. Same thing, Tufa C. Thank you for the $7. Good to see you as always as well. Dame, thank you for the $25, who says a rape exception to an abortion ban just dictates that in order for a woman to gain bodily autonomy, a man must violate her first. Do we want that? Well, I'd prefer that over there being no conditions in which a woman could gain bodily autonomy. But obviously, I wouldn't prefer that over straight pro-choice policy. I've never heard it worded quite like that, Dame. I think that's very powerful. I've never thought about it like that. Thank you for the $25 over on Super Chat. Thank you so much, Lotus, for the 28 Canadian dollars. Thank you. Who says this troll attack is intentional sabotage, so everyone who supports this wonderful channel should donate today just to show MAGA trash power of people. Why, Lotus? I don't think that those were Trump supporters trolling. I think that those were, unfortunately, everyone trolling. Greater Fool Band, thank you for the $20. Who says this person sucks. Yeah, I definitely disagree with him. She seems to be like more willing to change her mind than others. But I just can't get past how self-centered she is. Jose, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat as well. You says she's a self-centered, pathetic excuse for a human. She should read up on the Bolshevik Revolution, and she should pray that that kind of revolution ever happens in her lifetime. I appreciate you for the $10. I could agree it's very disturbing. Anthony with the $10 as well. You says, hating it so disheartening to hear a woman MAGA defend Trump versus Miss Carroll. I can agree to that. Thank you guys for the love and support. Show some love to all the donors down below. On PayPal, thank you, JJ, for the $10, who says, this lady made me upset because my parents did the same thing and tried to justify for me that my political affiliation was only based on the fact that my girlfriend is an immigrant in asylum awaiting her green card. Disgusting and obnoxious to tell me what my own ideas are. Yeah, that's pretty fucking gross. Listen, folks, if you want to support me, you could find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, pin message on that other place, and the @'s right there, Dean Withers without the E in Withers. Best way to ask a question, get a message across, or get a message across specifically to the guest. Also, I see a bunch of people in the comment section saying the model's Insta account is a liberal. This person is about pretending to be her. Guys, I wouldn't doubt that. Low-key Trump supporters are weird, and I've definitely had people like pretend to be somebody that they aren't. But
Also,
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. Why would I put my Instagram in my bio if it wasn't me and it was a liberal account? The only thing that's liberal in my repost is something for pride. Just because I support Trump doesn't mean I hate gay people. My brother's gay, so you guys can think that I'm, liberal because I said I support Pride Month, but you're just stupid.
Yikes. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, maybe it's not even her family's interest, just her interests. But like I was going to say, we have a lot of people pretend to be people who they are in the stream. I've definitely had, like, another woman comes to mind who joined, like, catfishing as somebody else a while ago. Listen, all that I care about is that this is a Trump supporter I'm debating. I mean, catfishing is an issue, but I'll leave that issue to be adjudicated elsewhere. I just want to debate Trump supporters, low-key.
The amount of messages that I'm getting on Instagram right now saying someone's pretending to be me on TikTok is hilarious. I've literally just messaged half of you back and said it is me.
How
So I
about you
hope that
focus
puts
on me?
that
So
at
what's
ease for
the
you.
source that you don't need proof of income for food stamps?
I'm not gonna lie, I could not find one.
Wait. Oh, fuck it. Dude, I'm stupid. Honestly, this one's on me. I feel really stupid right now. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Of course you need proof of income for food stamps because there are income requirements for food stamps. I feel like an idiot. Wow, you guys just witnessed like the largest blunder on my stream in like forever. Duh! No shit, there's proof of it. You could only get them if you make below a particular income threshold. So of course the government is going to require that you prove that you make below that income threshold, which also serves as proof of income for a job at all. So you can't just like lie about saying that you work a job when you don't. Holy shit, I feel like an idiot.
Now, when I was reading about everything, though, it did say that for proof of income, the acceptable documents are pay stubs, tax returns, or official letters. And a notarized letter is an official letter.
Okay, right? So then people would just be lying about their income and committing fraud, and they could go to jail. And that's where the 1% to 2% fraud rate of food stamps comes from. And they'd be a fraudster just like the president that you support.
But if there's a 1% to 2% fraud rate, those are people that have been caught doing it, not everyone that's actually doing it, because if they knew everyone that was actually doing it, they wouldn't be on it.
Okay, also, what is a proof of, like you said, notarized letter? What is that?
So, like, basically, you go, if you pay like $7, you can go get a letter notarized for, like, you know, say you're moving into an apartment or something like food stamps. Someone can literally write a letter for you saying that you babysit or you do this or you do that for them to make it seem like you're employed when you're not. A lot of people do that.
No, I feel like somebody could write a letter as a proof of employment for sure. But income? No, I don't think that they'd use a letter for income. I don't even know like what concept of a letter you're referring to. Like I like, what are you reading? Where are you reading this?
Hang on, let me pull it back up. Because when you go on like food stamps and stuff, they don't ask
I'm
for
looking
your
at
bank
for
statements and
instance,
stuff like that.
like colorado.gov/snap. Okay, in Colorado, in order to get food stamps, you need pay stubs, employer statement that includes pay per hour and hours worked per week, etc., so on and so forth.
Hang on, I'm pulling it up for. It might just be different in my state. Of course, it's not loading.
Also, by the way, let me ask you a question. Do you think that we spend more or less than $1 billion a day on low-income fraudsters getting food stamps when they're not actually eligible?
Definitely less.
Okay, well, Donald Trump is spending more than $1 billion a day on this needless war of choice in the Middle East. So in other words, Donald Trump is taking more money from the American government with bad intention, bad purpose, right, than every single American who defrauds the food stamp program. And he does it more on a daily basis.
I don't really think that the war that we're involved in is needless, though.
Oh, it absolutely is. We were in a better position with Iran 10 years ago. Obama got Iran to agree to never build nukes again with diplomacy. Trump walked into office. He said, I'm going to tear this agreement up because it has a black man's name on it, right? And then all of a sudden they started developing nukes again. No fucking shit, Batman. You destroyed the agreement that they made with us to stop building nukes. So now he's lied, said that they're an imminent nuclear threat when the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence, said that they don't even have a nuclear program just to start this war that's killed kids and caused the price of gas to go up. And in like the 4 months that we've been fighting this thing, we haven't even gotten one political concession. How about this? How does the war in Iran help you? Because earlier you told us that your standard of, well, where we should or should not spend your tax dollars on is if it does or does not personally help you. So how does Donald Trump's war in Iran personally help you? And if you cannot give a good argument that Trump's war in Iran personally helps you, then you have to concede that it is bad. Because we're spending your tax dollars on it.
Let me think about it for a second. I mean, it definitely doesn't hurt me.
Well, yeah, it does. Because earlier you said that food stamps hurt you because you spend your money on them and they don't help you. So if you cannot positively identify a way that the war helps you, then by your own logic, in default, it hurts you. I think you're cooked.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like most wars that we get involved in are just to help, like, supplement the military-industrial complex.
Okay,
so.
but that wasn't the question that I asked. I wasn't. See, the question that I asked is, how does it personally help you? I mean, you could say some dumb shit like, oh, it prevents me from being nuked. But, I mean, I wouldn't recommend saying that dumb shit because I'll, like, debunk it pretty easily. So, like, be careful.
No, I don't think that they were close to having nukes.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. I'm very torn on whether or not we should be involved in the Middle East at all. So that's, like, hard to...
So just to clarify, do you have a response? Can you tell me how this war in Iran helps you?
No.
No. Okay. So then by definition, it hurts you more than the fraud on food stamp benefits because it costs us over $1 billion a day. And I mean, like SNAP as a whole doesn't even cost us $1 billion a day. So like clearly fraud of SNAP benefits is going to cost less than $1 billion a day.
Okay, I can see your point with that.
So in other words, would you ever vote for a low-income American who's defrauding food stamp benefits to get free money?
Yup.
You would?
I already know where you're going to go with that.
The answer's no. Yeah, the answer's no. No, you would not vote for a low-income American who's defrauding food stamp benefits to get free money. But you just conceded that Donald Trump is worse than every single low-income American who's defrauding food stamp benefits to get free money together. Unreal.
Okay, I can see what you're saying in the way of like he commits fraud to benefit himself, just like they do.
Perfect. So do you concede that you don't support Trump as president?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, well, I bet if it was a rapist low-income American defrauding food stamp benefits, you wouldn't be saying, I don't know. I could guarantee you that. I could guarantee you that. And those are like the two things that we've now equated Donald Trump to either being, like he is a rapist, or from your perspective, acting like because he's defrauding us $1 billion a day.
I mean, but like, no, I don't know if it's gonna make sense. Clearly what he's doing is working for him. I mean, he's the president, he has billions of dollars, and these people are lying to get like $30 to spend at Walmart, so.
Okay, but did they rape a woman?
I'm sure a lot of them did.
Oh, a lot of them did. Including the women?
I mean, women can do anything, right? Including
Yeah, would
rape
you
other
say
women,
would you say
so-
that like a majority of like low-income women have raped other women?
Not the majority, because I'm
Okay.
pretty sure white men are like the.
I'm done with them because I think that and children, the majority of low-income children have raped women. Let's go to get the next guest loaded up into the queue. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. I'm not gonna lie, I'm done with her. She's like cooked. She's like cooked beyond belief. Listen, the one thing that I'll say about that last guest is that she was like willing to at least to an extent recognize when she was wrong on the individual points, right? And I actually find that preferable to most guests because if she was like the man I'd spoken to right before her, if I were to get that man in that same corner, he would have just been like, no, actually, I'm not wrong, even though what I'm saying makes no fucking sense and I'm so clearly contradicting myself. She's like a little bit more satisfactory because there's like this acknowledgement that she's consciously understanding that on this point she's in the wrong. Geek, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2008.
Kind of want to start talking to people that are a bit older than 18. Okay, sounds good, man. Here, let me thank a couple people. Average, thank you so much for the $50 on Super Chat. Shout out to Average. Let's get 500 Average W's down below. Average with a $50 says, quite frankly, I hope that you're all having a great day recovering from surgery. And these are saving my sanity before I could get back to delivering. Use this money to get a nice gift or treat your kitty if you would. Quite frankly, well, know that I really appreciate you. Let's get 500 average W's down below in that chat. Thank you so much for the $50. You were so very kind. Like, seriously, that is so fucking kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is huge. Over on Venmo, Damien, thank you for the $5. He says, without strong social safety nets for the working class, you get poor workers, poor production, and therefore rich people don't do well. Yep. Kira, thank you for the $15, who says, crazy because I had to go through this whole hour interview with a country to receive $40 in food stamps because my small business is suffering because of Trump. Yeah, they have very strict requirements. Thank you, Kira. Show some love to Kira. Caroline, thank you for the $20. That is very kind of you. Caroline with the 20 says, wealthy people should support stability for the poor. As poverty and desperation rise, so does crime, instability, and violence. Those consequences affect everybody, including the wealthy. Yup. Abso-fucking-lutely. And then when we hit that boiling point, then it affects the wealthy the most. All right? We need to maybe prevent, right, revolution of the proletariat. Best way to do that, by the way, is just to treat people fairly. Thank you for the $20, Caroline. Brian, thank you for the $3. I appreciate you. Shannon, thank you so much for the $3 as well. Anna, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much, Anna. Michelle, thank you for the $25 donation on Venmo. Let's get 250. Michelle W's in that chat. Thank you so much for that love. Oh my goodness. Michelle says, how do you stay sane? Girlfriend, TV, music, gym. That is how I stay sane. Michaela, thank you for the $15 as well. He says, reminder that her and her family are one accident or one tragedy away from needing Medicaid or food stamps herself. Well, I mean, if they're super rich, then not necessarily, but that is the case for the average American. Dale, thank you for the $5. Allison, thank you for the $10. Emily, I appreciate you so much for the $10 as well. Keely, thank you so much for the $15. I appreciate you. That is Keeley. Show some love to Keely in that chat. Keely with a 15 says, I'm a public notary, took the course and got certified, and to notarize documents, it's required that they have necessary documentation, i.e. pay verification and notarize, and that person has to sign in front of you. They can't just have some random person sign it later. True. Suzanne, thank you for the $10. She says, how's it giving food to fellow humans fraud? Food? I know, because they're despicable. And then Maddie, thank you so much for the $15 on Venmo, who says, as somebody who's self-employed with no benefits and almost 26, the possibility of getting Medicaid is beyond important for me. Even though I don't need it now, I will more than likely need those benefits in the future. The selfishness from this guest is insane. Yeah, she was so fucking selfish. It was ridiculous. Zach, thank you for the $20, who says, as soon as your opponents start adding quote unquote I mean to their sentences, you know they've lost the debate. They do that when they get all flustered because they're losing. They do say, I mean. You're right. Good. You're very observant, Zach. Thank you. Let's get 200 Zach W's at a ZAC. Thank you. Then Taylor with the $15. I appreciate you. Taylor says it's a Class A felony, and I, as a notary can get fined up to $10,000 for notarizing a false document. Damn, that's crazy. So that last guest's argument about how they'll just notarize false documents all the time, right, is certainly false. Over on PayPal, thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you so much for the $36 donation on PayPal. Jessica, that is so kind of you. Thank you. Jessica with the $36 says, Dean, you do the dang thing every day and make me have hope in what America can be. Thank you so much for keeping me entertained while I do crochet. Don't shame yourself when you're mistaken. You're on the right path, my dude. I appreciate you, Jessica. You're the GOAT. And I thank you so very much for the $36. And Katerina, thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal. That is the last donation for now. Katerina, you're the GOAT. Thank you so much for the support. That's a lot of money. That is Katerina. Let's get 500 Katerina W's. Katerina with the 50 says, I come from privilege too, and it's no excuse to be this uneducated at a certain age. Being this uninformed is a choice. Even if you insist on being egotistical, at least be smart enough to know that a good economy is good for everyone. Guess is an embarrassing clout chaser with no morals. Yeah, she was very much so self-absorbed. That was gross. Over on Super Chat X, thank you for the $20, who says, I've been going through a breakup. Do you have any advice? I could use some advice. Yeah, make sure that the vices that you use to distract yourself don't hurt you. I know a lot of people, when they go through breakups, turn to drugs and alcohol, and that is a very bad mechanism because you actually just delay the healing process. You can't heal when you're distracting yourself with bad vices. So face it head on, work through it to the best of your ability. So then you'll heal now compared to never healing or healing later. Thank you so much for the love. Go ahead and take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump.
So I think he would be a better choice for president than Kamala or Biden ever was, first of all.
Kamala? I think that Kamala and Biden are like infinitely better than Trump. Why do you disagree?
Oh, first of all, Biden his age was definitely affecting his mental stability.
True.
So that for
Just
that
I
one,
mean,
that
but
probably-
just like Trump. I mean, what is that like with Sleepy Biden? How he fell asleep in the Oval Office? Do you think that was an example of his age affecting his ability to effectively govern?
Yes.
So he fell asleep 4 times in 4 years. In the last year and a half, Donald Trump has fallen asleep on camera in the Oval 14.
Okay, I'll be completely honest with you. Though I support Trump and I think he's a better president than Biden or Kamala, I don't support some of the things he has done.
Wait, who's younger, Kamala Harris or Dozy Don?
Who's younger?
Yeah.
I want to say Kamala.
Yeah, no fucking shit, right? So Donald Trump's age is going to be more impactful of his ability to govern than Kamala Harris. Therefore, you support Kamala Harris
I
based
do
on the
agree
reasons
that-
why you don't support Biden.
I do agree that we should be picking presidents that are lower of age, but Kamala was just stupid.
Really? Yeah. When did Kamala Harris say that coal's clean like Trump? When did Kamala Harris say that windmills can kill whales in numbers never seen before like Trump? Where did we see that I think actually cause cancer like Trump? Where did Kamala Harris suggest that climate change isn't real and the scientists just don't know it yet like Trump? When has Kamala Harris gone on like a rant at like 3 a.m. in the morning, completely detached from reality, accusing Obama of like spying on her, implanting wiretaps in her estates, and working with the CIA to coup the government like Trump did less than 2 weeks ago? Where did Kamala Harris say that we could nuke hurricanes to get rid of them like Trump? Where did Kamala Harris say that Diet Coke kills cancer like Trump? Where did Kamala Harris say that we could inject bleach to cure the pandemic like Trump? Where did Kamala Harris say that if Jesus were the vote counter in, I don't know, what's a super red state? Fucking Kentucky. Well, no, they got Andy Bashir. Fucking Tennessee, that she would have won Tennessee like Trump said about California. I don't know, man. I think that you're projecting. I think that Kamala Harris is pretty intelligent and Donald Trump is a moron.
Well, okay, let's get into this. Are you a Christian or any?
I don't think that Christianity has anything to do with my comparative analysis of the intelligence
No,
level
I'm
of
not.
Kamala
I'm
Harris
not saying
compared
that.
to
I'm
Trump.
not saying that. I think
Okay,
you
so
are
you're just like
I think you are
completely,
intelligent.
you're just completely shifting the dialogue. That's fine. Just concede on that last dumbass point you made.
Yeah. Kamala supports killing babies.
Okay. So you want to shift it to an abortion debate. Once again, that's fine. Just concede on that last dumbass point you made about the whole intelligence thing.
Yeah, I do concede on that. Yes.
Good boy.
They're all idiots.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Yeah. What a weasel. Okay. Abortion. Yeah. So base. You said that she wants to kill babies. Base.
Well,
You hear the issue?
obviously Democrats support abortion, and they abortion. You're killing a baby.
On
It doesn't
God,
matter.
dude. Hell yeah. Based. What's the issue? I don't hear an argument.
It doesn't matter if it's just a fetus. It's still a baby. You're still killing it. So
All
I feel
right. Listen to me closely. And what's the issue?
What if I went and killed someone that you love? Is that okay?
So are you saying that you love fetuses?
It's a baby. They
So
deserve to
so
live.
I just want to clarify. You love them?
If it was my kid, yeah.
Okay. All right. So just to clarify, I'm going to show you an image of something, and I want you to tell me if you are in love with it. Okay?
Go ahead. How do I know that's a baby or a fetus?
I'm just asking if
not-
you're in love with it.
If it's a baby, then I love it like I love any other human. But if it's not a
Wait.
baby, then
Wait. I want to clarify that you love this thing as
If
much
it's-
as you love your own mother.
love is a spectrum.
Well, no, you just said that you love it just as much as you love any other human.
Okay, I meant like I love every other human. You know what I meant. Love is a
I don't
spectrum.
know.
Obviously, I don't love it as much as my mother.
I don't know what you mean. No. Also,
If
have you
that-
ever heard the saying that when you love something, sometimes you got to let it go?
Why are you letting it go though? Unless it's for you're gonna die. Like, why are you letting it go for your own personal preferences?
Wait, unless you're gonna die, do you hold a rape exception?
I do.
Okay, so unless it's a rape, sounds good. Yeah, because there's no reasons that we could identify insofar as why it would be morally wrong. But you said that you're a Christian. I want to ask you a question. Do you hold to the view that like all sins are equally just as bad in the eyes of God outside of blasphemy?
Yeah.
Okay, so should it be criminal, like literally illegal, to lie to your child about the existence of Santa Claus?
No.
Okay. Well, if all sins are equal, and it should not be illegal to commit the sin of lying by telling your children that Santa Claus exists, then it shouldn't be illegal to commit the sin of abortion by killing a fetus. Because if you were to hold a different standard or preference in one scenario compared to the other, then you're suggesting that not all sins are equal. And that seems to be heresy in accordance with your values of the Christian faith.
In God's eyes, all sins are equal. Obviously, as humans, we see stuff differently, and obviously we don't hold because
okay, then you're wrong.
We have different.
You just said that you see something differently than God. All right,
because you're
wrong.
They are equal. They are equal.
Is God all knowing?
Yes.
Is God perfect?
Yes.
Can God ever be wrong?
No.
So if you disagree with God, then you're wrong, necessarily so. So you just told me, well, Dean, your argument's true in the eyes of God, but I see things differently than God. Okay, so you see things incorrectly.
That's like murder. We humans see that obviously as a sin that's equal than any other sin, but as humans we see it as worse because of our preferences on that kind of stuff.
Well, God doesn't hold those preferences.
We're not perfect. We're not perfect.
So you're saying that isn't the whole like idea of sanctification to become as perfect as possible throughout the process of your life? So if like you should try your best to quote unquote be perfect, right? Even though you will forever be imperfect. I understand that's true under the Christian faith, right? If you recognize that the perfect belief as it relates to the nature of wrongness is to believe that all sins are equally as wrong as one another, right? Then you're recognizing here that you should think lying is just as wrong as abortion. So would you argue that either like lying to your child about the existence of Santa Claus should be illegal? Or would you argue that getting an abortion should not be illegal?
Anything that's a sin, well, it should be illegal, but us humans we're not going to make it illegal because of our values.
Oh my goodness.
And we're not perfect.
Wait, you need to change your values then. Do you agree that do you agree that you should change your values?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us that you think it should be illegal, okay, to tell an ugly person that they look pretty. Say it! Say it! Say it, buddy! Say it! Oh, but that's bearing false witness, my friend.
As people, we are going to sin no matter what. We cannot be perfect.
But we're agreeing that you shouldn't sin. We're not talking about what people do. We're talking about what people should do. I gotcha.
They shouldn't have abortions.
Okay, and you think it should be illegal to tell an ugly person that they look beautiful?
No.
Okay, so then it shouldn't be illegal to lie. Then not all sin should be illegal.
It depends on the stance. It depends on the circumstance.
Okay, well that's a circumstance of like a lie, right? But that's like a lie that I would say is like pretty acceptable, right?
Yes, I would too.
Yeah, like that's fine. I think that's oh wait, so then you don't hold a Christian ethics.
My ethics aren't perfect as no one's are.
I know, but that's why I'm not saying do you think it is illegal. I'm asking, do you think it should be legal in accordance with perfect idealistic ethics?
I don't think anyone should lie, no.
Okay, so but you also said earlier that all sin should be illegal. So it should be illegal to tell an ugly person they look pretty. It should be illegal to have sex outside of marriage. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Do you think it should be illegal to have sex outside of marriage?
I don't think you should do it.
Okay, but should it be illegal to do?
I would say on a certain level, maybe.
You're a fucking idiot. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I can't take this seriously. You have a good one. You have a good one. Yes, it should be illegal to have sex outside of marriage, but it shouldn't be illegal for a rapist to be president. Bro, get out of here. I'm sorry, dude. I just can't take it seriously. I just can't take it seriously, man. Also, somebody in the chat just pointed out something really good. The implication of that guest's argument would be that he was lying from his own perspective. Yo, Mackenzie, thank you for the 28 Canadian dollars on Super Chat, who says, almost always a male debating abortion. Please take your place in the corner on this subject. Keep on doing good work, team. I appreciate you so much for the $27, Mackenzie. You are awesome. Let's get 300 Mackenzie W's down below. I'm very grateful for you. Thank you. Carol Ann, thank you for the $15 on Venmo. Says, hey, I was curious if you'd ever consider fleshing out an abortion take that a male in my life gives that I'm not sure how to respond to. Yeah, sure. Do you want to give me like the notes about it and a message under that donut? I'd love to take a look. Thank you so much for the $15. And then over on PayPal, thank you, Philip, for the $5. I appreciate you. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump, Anthony?
Yeah.
How old are you?
19.
I see that you created an account called Anthony 2007, thinking that that would save you from me identifying you as a child. I gotta say, pretty creative, pretty good. All right, like I could see your thought process there. Unfortunately, it's failed. But like I said, I could see the thought process there. You know, I could see it. I could see it. I could see it. I could see it. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into that queue. Only hop inside of that box if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. If you want to support me, if you want to support the stream, if you want to ask me a question, roast a guest, get a message across, you could find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. They're in the pin message on the other place, and the ad's right there. Dean Withers without the Ian Withers. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Low fucking effort. Boo. No, either you give me your vocal cords, you sing it yourself, or I'm going to give you a thumbs down. Low effort, buddy. Low effort. Do better. Do better. Boo. Do better. Holy cow, so low effort. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Logan? Okay, moving on to the next guest, guys. Who we got? We got Sophia loading up into the queue. Hey, Naomi and Jonathan. I appreciate y'all both for the $10 over on Venmo. Naomi with the 10 says, great job on the Jubilee video with Parker. Thank you, Naomi. And Jonathan with the 10 who says, as well as a social safety nets like food stamps, people should also be upset with education getting gutted. I work as a para in a special education. My mom is a teacher. I agree. He has gutted the fuck out of education, and it is a mess. Let's get that next guest loaded up into the queue right now. Oh, by the way, I was just thinking about this. That last guest, that lady who was like saying that we shouldn't pay taxes for things that we don't personally use, I bet that she was like probably anti-immigration, as a lot of MAGA people are. Test. Really bad echo. Well, under her view, immigrants that immigrate into America as adults should pay less taxes compared to natural U.S.-born citizens because they never took advantage of the public schooling system in the country. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the queue. Only hop inside of that box if you are MAGA. You all should know the rules. Welcome in, Kira. Do you support Trump? Nope, guess they're not here. Mites, thank you for the $20 over on Super Chat, who says, love you, Bean. Love you too, Mites. I appreciate you for the $20. Show some love to Mites down below. I thank you. Thank you, Mites. Let's get 200 Mites W's. Hey, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
It's a small child, very small child. Somebody in the comment section named Elite Patriot Debates says, somebody get Dean out of political...
Get out. Get out. Get out.
What is that profile picture, dude?
Huh?
What is that profile picture, dude?
What do you mean?
What is that? Dude!
It's you as a blobfish. Also, I had a question. So I'm going to Amfest, right? I'm asking if you can stay, if you don't go, because me and Isabella and Mar are gonna go. So if you could stay home, that'd be great.
That's so really fucked up. What is that? Bro, you gotta stop, man. No, this is crossing the line. You've taken it too far.
What do you mean I've taken it too far?
You have me as a blobfish. That's fucked.
I think you're the only one that's mad, honestly. I mean, nobody else is complaining but you, if I'm gonna be honest. That's why I'm saying that, like, consensually and legally deporting you to the Bermuda Triangle would help America as a whole, but nobody else agrees with me. Your fans were glazing you. It's really embarrassing.
Consensually and legally deporting me.
Yeah.
To
It's
the-
like you'd
to
be
the
okay
where?
with it. The Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, wait.
Because that's where
now that you
Amelia...
bring up AmFest, they actually are doing an AmFest in December. Interesting.
Yeah, in December, I know. We already have everything. Isabella's staying with the TPUSA kids.
Okay. Yeah. You need
What's
to
wrong
take a
with my
shower.
blobfish profile? Ew.
You need to take a shower. You need to bathe. You smell like shit. Let's go to get that next guest connected to the live stream. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. Take a shower. Just take one, please. Oh, I can't even imagine how smelly those, Turning Point
Hello?
hotels would be. Alyssa, age, please.
I'm 20.
What year were you born in?
05.
Okay. What month?
June.
What day?
1st.
You'd be 21. You fucked up, Alyssa. You would have turned 21 6 days ago.
Okay. You're right.
Y'all need to get better at math on God. Moving on to the next guest. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA, dude. What are we doing? Yo! Carol Ann! I appreciate you so very much for that $10 dono on Venmo. You're awesome. Essentially, he is pro-choice, but on the flip side, feels men's rights are stripped away in the choice, either when they equally want it and she changes her mind, or they agree on no children and she chooses to keep it. All right. So your pro-life man's argument is that men should have a decision in the process of abortion because it's unfair that they don't. I actually have a very interesting stance on this. Well, it is. It is unfair. But reality is unfair. Right? The reason why the woman gets to make the decision is because it's in consideration of her body. In another version of reality where men got pregnant, well, then it would be in consideration of his body. And then he'd be the one that gets to make the decision. So ask him this question. Say, I get it. It's unfair. And the reason why it's unfair is because the women get pregnant, not the men. So ask him, would he prefer that men got pregnant? Would he prefer that men had to go through all of that? Would he prefer that men had to give birth to children? Would he prefer that men had to deal with the anal fissures? Would he prefer that men have to deal with the physical and mental complications of the hormonal imbalances and potential death? His answer is going to be no. And then say, good boy, that's right. Thank you. John, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes. Yes, I do.
What's your favorite Trump policy?
He secured the border and...
I asked you for a policy. Let me clarify on what a policy is. A policy is a bill passed through Congress and signed into law, or an executive order ordered into effect.
Yeah, he did this is all my personal opinion. He did an executive order. I think it was 14215 to secure the border.
14215. What did that do?
I think that's it. Yeah. Well, it's border illegal entry is down by about 98%.
Okay. Well, that's also not what 14215 did.
I was guessing, man. That might
Okay.
not be the correct-
Okay.
yeah,
Well, then
but-
then let's just stick with policy through Congress. So, what's your favorite Trump policy passed through Congress?
You know, what's really important to me, Dean, is I want détente with the Russians, and I support Israel as well. And
Wait, did you just say that you support Russia and Israel?
I want détente with the Russians. The West has provoked Russia, and I can explain this to you if you'd like.
You. Well, I mean, at least you're consistent. Some people will be like pro-Ukraine and then be pro-Israel. Some people will be like pro-Palestinian, but then like be pro-Russia, right? But honestly, I feel like the only consistent positions are to be pro-Palestinian, pro-Ukrainian, or pro-Israel and pro-Russian. But just because your position here is consistent doesn't mean it's good. In fact, it's quite evil. You're just consistently evil.
Well, I can tell you why. I mean, it's around 1990, the U.S. gave the Soviets an informal guarantee that NATO would not expand east as an agreement of the reunification of Germany.
Why?
Secretary of State Baker
Why?
gave Gorbachev this guarantee.
Why did they give them that informal agreement?
Well, it was an agreement that NATO would not expand.
I know why.
It was an agreement as the reunification of Germany.
Because at the time, eastern expansion of NATO would mean taking land from Soviet Russia. NATO bordered Russia. You're an idiot.
No, wait.
Why don't people
No.
Why don't people know this? We couldn't expand east without ingressing into Soviet Russia. But I'm not gonna lie. You're a little bit too crazy for me. Pro Russia, pro Israel, nut job. I couldn't name one Trump policy. And I've debated you about 1 billion times before. If I can't find any Trump supporters, I'll bring you back up. I'll talk to you. But I'm going to try to find somebody that isn't just like a straight up villain that I've preferably not debated before. Hey, welcome into Sport Trump.
Is that me?
Yeah, it is you.
Yeah, yes, of course I do.
Can you disconnect me from your car's Bluetooth? Also, well, I guess I should ask before you do that. Are you actively driving?
Can you hear me okay?
I sure can. Are you driving?
I am in a car, I'm not driving.
Okay, that's
that
fine.
okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Here, let me thank a couple people. The mic, the floor are yours. Annabelle, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Says, Dean, you're the coolest for real. No, you're the GOAT, Annabelle. All the love in the world to you. Thank you for the 10. Shout out Annabelle in that chat. Xena, thank you for the $20. I really appreciate you so much for that love. I appreciate you, Xena. Thank you so much. And I'd recommend getting a therapist. Seriously, it'll help a lot, Xena. Thank you for the $20. Over on PayPal, thank you so much, Robert, for the $24. Let's get 240 Robert W's. Robert says, MAGA guys act like they don't benefit for Roe v. Wade rights. Without my mom, might not have gotten the same life-saving procedure she needed and got pregnant with me later. Without Roe v. Wade, I might not exist. I'm proud to be pro-choice. And I'm so happy that you're proud to be pro-choice. Thank you so much for being a good man, Robert. Thank you for the $25. If you want to support me, if you want to support the stream, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Pin message on the other place. And the ad's right there. Dean Withers without the Ian Withers. Tucker, go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you are a supporter of the worst president of your life.
Well, I mean, I lived through George W. Bush, so I don't think I could say it's the worst president of my life.
Okay, I disagree with you. But tell us why you support Trump.
I think that Trump is unconventional. I mean, you've heard all these arguments before, the unconventional side, and I think that's something that our nation needed. I might lose you for just a second, but if you bear with me, I should come back through. We've been watching you in this car ride.
You're back on the road?
But yeah.
Sounds like you're on a long car ride. Listen, man, we got TikTok TOS. Can't be driving while you're on live. It's also just generally not safe. Do you want to maybe come up?
I'm not driving.
Oh, okay. All right. Can you have the driver say hey real quick just so we can confirm that?
Yeah. Say hi.
Hi.
That's my driver.
Okay. I believe you.
Did
Go
you
ahead.
hear?
Yeah.
No.
Hi, Dean. I'm actually a really big fan, but he wants to debate you. And so he kept on trying to get me to...
We were originally watching on her phone.
Oh, cool. Yeah, well, it's nice to meet you. Oh, I am losing him. Oh, no. I would love to talk to this guy to try to change his mind, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Fucking hell. All right. Tucker, you lagged. If you want to call back, if you want to hop back inside of that queue, I'd love to try to figure it out, Tucker. I'm down to give it one more chance here to try to figure it out. It'd be cool to chat. Down to give it one more chance here, Tucker. If you want to hop back inside of that queue, I'll look for you. Just lagged out there. Let's go to get that next guest connected in the meantime because I'm not seeing Tucker in that queue. Mods, if you see Tucker in that queue, feel free to automatically accept him. Hey, welcome into Sport Trump. Hello. Boo! That was shit! Make your knuckles bleed. Learning the third movement of Moonlight Sonata now. We're going to go get that next guest, Conrad Wilson, loaded up into the box. Just kidding. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, welcome into You Support Trump. Hello? Conrad Wilson, hello? Conrad Wilson isn't here. Hey, listen, is there any MAGA women who want to debate? I'd love to debate a MAGA woman. I'm just scared of bringing the women in the queue up because Mar and Via, they always use like women troll accounts to get up here and sing their songs. And I have like this shock reaction. I'm just so scared of them. They haunt my dreams. Hey, welcome into You Support Trump.
We are Charlie Kirk.
Why are you whispering it, bro? Boo! Back to the drawing board. No, say it with your chest, okay? It's not a whisper. How disrespectful. Because Charlie Kirk wasn't a whisperer. He was loudly outspoken. And for you to represent him in such a negative light. So ill-willed. God. Do you support Trump?
Don't put bananas in my butt. No.
Okay, I won't put a banana in your butt. Let's go and get that next guest loaded up into the queue. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Please and thank you. I'd really appreciate it if you guys would follow the rules. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
19.
What year were you born in?
2006.
Okay. And why do you support Trump?
Well, it's kind of conflicting because my whole life I grew up supporting Trump because of my parents. And
Yeah.
I know this kind of goes against your whole like don't put Trump supporters with people who live in the Midwest because we're not stupid, and I get that, but I live in Minnesota, so it's kind of just very normal where I live to support Trump. And
Okay.
I feel as if like I know that it's coming to the time where I am going to be able to vote because I didn't last year. And
Oh, you about saved yourself. I was going to kick you. I thought that meant you're a kid. Hey, listen. I understand that maybe you're telling us you support Trump because it's normal where you live and your family does, but like obviously those aren't like good motivating reasons insofar as why it's true that Trump is a bad president. Do you think that you've like maybe heard anything from your family, or do you have any like reasons that you have insofar as why you think he's a good president?
okay, this is why it's so confusing to me because I've tried to inform myself and I feel like I don't trust anything I see on the internet. So like
Okay.
that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you because I feel like you are so informed. So I just like
Okay, listen.
I don't know.
I'll give you some good information here. Usually, when you're looking at like big media outlets, we're talking like AP, Reuters, they're not going to lie. They may put a spin on things, but they're not going to lie about the base set of facts that those things are consequential of. So
Yeah.
when you're trying to decipher if reporting is true or false, look for things that are reported as facts within the reporting. Right? Like, for instance, a jobs report. Like, no one's going to lie about the fact that in 2025 we only added 186,000 jobs to the economy. People may put a spin on it, like Trump. He will never say how many jobs we added to the economy. He'll just say that there are more Americans working today than ever before, which is true, not because the economy is performing well, but just because of population growth, right? The unemployment rate's up. So it's like kind of like important for you to like train yourself into possessing this particular set of skills to kind of decipher through the noise and the spin and just look at the facts. Ground News is a pretty good tool. I wish that they'd pay me to say this, but unfortunately they aren't. But it is genuinely a really good resource. I don't get like a referral or anything. I don't get money, but it does give you like a bit off. If you get a ground.news /Dean W, you could get like 40% off their like unlimited advantage plan. And what Ground News does is it gives you reporting on every issue from all political leanings. It shows you what the outlets on the left are saying, it shows you what the outlets on the right are saying, and it shows you what the outlets in the middle are saying. And that's a really good tool to help you like decipher what's true from what's false. I appreciate you for coming up, Reagan. I honestly, I don't really even think that you're here for a debate, and I hope that maybe that advice.
No, I am. I swear. But I was just gonna say because I like obviously everybody in my life, most of the people in my life are Trump supporters. So they like drill it in my brain that he's like a great president and he's doing really great for the economy and like all these things. But
Okay.
like then again, there's the other side where like fortunately like my best friend isn't a Trump supporter, so she tries to fill me in on all the things, but I don't like in
Here's
that
what I'll
I
say.
don't know.
Here's what I'll say. You're not here for a debate, okay? I know that I earlier said I don't think you are. That was just me trying to be nice. You're not here for a debate, okay? So I'm going to drop you off. But what I will say is I appreciate you for thinking more about your political views outside of just what you've heard from your family. And just treat politics like you treat a math test. Ensure that you have proof for your work. Ensure that for every belief that you hold, there's evidence for it. And if your family says something, ask them what evidence exists to prove it to be true, okay?
Okay.
Think critically. That's what's important. I appreciate you for coming up, all right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, take care. Guys, you guys in the chat are spamming let Rachel in. I don't know who the hell Rachel is. I just quickly skimmed through the queue. I don't see anybody named Rachel in there. Hey, thank you so much for the $10 over on Super Chat, Anthony. Never mind, that came in a while ago. That came in like 2 hours ago. It's like glitched up there or some shit. Hey, welcome into You Support Trump.
Trading for a longer period.
Oh, person's not here. Guys, if you want to support me, if you want to support the stream, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Pin message on the other place. And the @'s right there, Dean Withers without the E in that last name. But Withers, great way to get a message across or to ask a question. All right, let's go to get that next guest connected to the stream right now, folks. We are looking for that next Trump supporter. You guys want to hear some jazz while we're looking for that next guest? Here's some jazz. Here's some jazz on the keys. Woo! Let's go get that next guest connected right now.
Whoa!
What's going on,
Ain't
you sport?
that up, Dean?
Who's this?
We are Dean Withers.
No. 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 Don't do it.
Oh my God, Dean, you're actually letting me up here.
Yeah, I am. And you're not going to do the
Shout
thing?
out to Mar, shout out to Via. I'm not either of them, okay?
Damn! She wasn't either of them? We got a third? Wow. Okay. All right. We got a third now. She was doing pretty good. She killed that. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Let's go to get the next guest loaded up into the queue. Only up inside of the queue box if you happen to be a Trump supporter, please and thank you. All right. Let's go to get that next guest connected right now. We got Patricia loading into the box. We got a third. They're multiplying, everybody. They're multiplying. She's pretty good, though. Good singer. All right, guys. Let's go to get the next guest connected to the queue right now. Only hop inside of that queue if you're MAGA, please and thank you. Hey, welcome into Sport Trump, Patricia.
We are Charlie Kirk.
10 out of 1,000, which would be the equivalent of an F, of a failure. That sucked. Do better. Don't disrespect his name like that. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking, by the way. Keep on working on it. You'll get there. For what it's worth, I can't sing either. That's why I play the guitar and piano, because I can't sing. Layla, I appreciate you so much for the flying jets. That's very kind of you. Show some love to Layla down below. Thank you. Nat, welcome into You Sport Trump.
No.
Banned. Thank you. We're just looking for Trump supporters, everybody. We're just looking for Trump supporters and everybody. Who's next? Let's see who do we got in that queue, honestly. We got Charlie loading in. Darius, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Darius says I got some more of you play some more jazz. I'll play some more jazz here in a bit.
Oh, wait. I have one question, right?
You support Trump?
I'm from the UK currently.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just looking to talk to Trump supporters in America. I'll put the rules back up on the phone screen. I don't want to make people from like UK or minors or whatever wait just to get kicked. You got to be an American adult that supports Trump in order to stay on the live stream, folks. We're looking for some debates today. Sam, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. I appreciate you, Sam. Sam with the 20 says, a Republican presidential candidate hasn't won Minnesota since 1972. It was the only state Reagan didn't win in 84. Minnesota is definitely not a Trump majority. Thanks for all that you do, Dean. Yeah, I was also confused on that. Maybe like rural parts of Minnesota are like red. But like Minnesota as a state is very blue. Hey, welcome into You Sport Trump. Hello? Going once, going twice, and sold to the next guest. Bye, Obs. We got Nolan loading up. Hey, welcome into Sport Trump.
Yeah, but we are Dean Withers.
No. Banned. Get out of here. I refuse. I refuse to let the virus spread. Welcome into Sport Trump.
We are Charlie.
No. No. No, stop it. I thought that we were past this. God damn it. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. We're going to move on to the next guest. Only hop inside of that queue of your MAGA. Unbelievable. Jesus Christ. Hey, welcome into Sport Trump. Banned. Banned. Alexander, thank you for the $2 on Venmo. We are Dean Withers. We carry the flame.
We are Charlie.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Guys. Come on. Come on, folks. Come on, man. Isn't that what Biden said? Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm trying to sound like Biden. I can't do a good Biden impersonation.
I am Charlie.
You're already off. It's not I am. It's we are, you fucking fake fan. She's LARPing. She's LARPing as a true American patriot. Charlie Kirk supporting. Proud American. She doesn't even know the song. She doesn't even know the lyrics. She doesn't even know the lyrics.
We are Dean Withers.
I can't. Fuck! I hit the ban button. It didn't work the first time. Jesus, God. Oh my God. Stop. Oh, giving me a headache, dude. Thick Frog. Thank you for the $10. Who says, "Damn, I didn't know it was the Dean Withers Show, the musical." Dude, so true. What's going on, man? What are we doing? What's going on? What's happening? You're gonna gotta get that next guest connected to the live. Joseph, thank you for the $20. Joseph, thank you for the $20. Who says to support you through all the frustrations of the live. I think it's time to pull up more panelists and sift through the idiots more efficiently. We might have to start doing that again. It might be time. I do really appreciate you for the $20, Joseph. I want to see 200 Joseph W's. Annie with the $10 says Nick Shirley induce psychosis. Minnesota and MAGAs think that they're having a moment. So true, Annie. Hey, welcome into Sport Trump. Awesome Sauce is not here. Not here. Okay, that's fine. Moving on to the next Trump supporter, guys. Follow the rules.
We are Dean Withers. We carry the flame.
That's it.
You know, we got to fight for the gospel too, dude. Fuck you. We're not the... No, fuck you. We also have to fight for the gospel. Oh my God. All of these fake fans, man. All of them. Jesus. Thank you so much for the $50. Wow.
We are
Oh my fucking... Oh my God. Get out of here. Thank you for the $50. She with the $50 says, I'm in rural Minnesota, and I'd like to ask MAGA if they support the overturning of the mining ban near the boundary waters. Most say no, yet it's the Republicans who voted for it. Save the boundary waters. I really appreciate you so much for the $50. That is a lot of money. I'm so very grateful for it. I want to see 500 W's in that chat while we're looking for the next Trump supporter. That is very, very kind of you, my friend. Genuinely, thank you so much for that love and support. I think that a really big issue with politics is just ignorance, right? They're like Republican in the sense that they just kind of think that the Republican candidates are better, even if they're personally destroying their lives. Hey, welcome to eSport Trump.
So, no.
Okay, then you are banned. I'm sorry, no buts to it. No buts to it. We got Tobias loading up in here. Thank you for the $5. Says, hey, Dean, it's Mar. I just want to let you know not one singer today was me. These wannabe Mars are insane. I'm sorry. I have to politely disagree with you, Mar. They're just spreading the good word. They don't want to be you. They want to be Charlie Kirk because we are Charlie Kirk, Mar. You've forgotten the role in the movement. You've forgone your role in the movement with the faintest hint of fame and glory. All of a sudden, you think it's all about you? No. It's all about Kirk. D-Lo, do you support Trump?
I was going to debate you, but after everyone that's been sinning and trolling, I think I might need therapy.
Come on, you guys are scaring the Trump supporters away. Just kidding. You're not a true Trump supporter if Charlie Kirk's name makes you need therapy. You're not a true Trump supporter. You're not a true Trump supporter. Get out of here, you fake fan. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up at the queue. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Gaston, hello. Do you support Trump? Gaston, hello. Hi. Do you support Trump? No, you're banned. Cool. Guys, I'm so sorry that it's taken a while. If you want to ask me a question, by the way, this is a pretty good time. Sometimes it's hard for me to like read the dono messages in the middle of debates because while I'm debating, but when we're kind of in this like in between period, it's actually a really good time that I could like use to like actually see all the dono messages. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, too bad you're like fucking 13. You got to be 18 minimum to stay on the panel. Cheryl, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. He says, for all the smiles you invoke fighting the insane Trump supporting nonsense. I appreciate you. I'm trying my best today. We just got a bunch of trolls. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous how many trolls we have today. Like, yikes. Hey, do you support Trump?
Fuck the left wing.
Okay, you'll grow up one day. Moving on to the next guest. This person's name is your favorite president. Okay, Obama. Is that you? Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump? I heard a very faint voice of a child. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. We got Canyon loading up into the box. Here we go, folks. Yikes. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Okay, so I don't, but my grandpa, he literally hates liberals. And I really need you to talk to him because I think it'll be the funniest thing ever.
Put him
Please,
on.
I'm not 18, but you gotta bring it on.
Yeah, that's fine. I just need to put a message up on the screen then. Is he with you right now?
He is.
Yeah, put him on.
Here, Appa.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, my name is Dean. I run a daily live stream. I talk to people I politically disagree with. I try to change their minds through debate. And I'm a big ol' lib. Big ol' liberal. Big ol' Democrat. My hair's blue. And my pronouns are non-existent. Because I have so many of them. It's just not even... You can't even, like, comprehend it with a human brain. It transcends above it. Now, I'm led to believe that you're a Trump supporter.
I definitely am.
Would you be down to have a conversation with me about it? You could say no, because I understand that this was kind of thrown on you. If you want to say no, you can.
Well, go ahead. I'm just surprised. Go ahead.
Okay. So, sir, why do you support Trump as president?
Because I'm 82 years of age. I've been through several presidents. He's the only president in my lifetime that has done what he said he's going to do.
Okay, I disagree with you. He said he was going to be the president of no new wars, and he started a new war. He said he was going to stop Russia's invasion of Ukraine on day one. He didn't. He said he was going to drop the prices of groceries so fast on day one your heads would spin. Now we have the largest increase in the price of groceries per month in 4 years. He said he was going to make gas cheaper. Now it's increased the most it has in a month since the Vietnam War. He said he was going to cut taxes for the working class. Now they're effectively paying more. A bunch of other shit, too.
Well, in actuality, under Biden, I ended up owing so much money to the government that I am still paying on my taxes from a couple of years ago while he was president.
Oh, so you think... okay.
Fortunately, since Donald Trump has become president, I actually got a refund this year and able to pay some of that back. So,
yeah.
Taxes is a thing that I am definitely behind Trump on because I know he's done it before. He'll do it again. And the fact is, he has to fight against the liberal establishment because of the fact that you definitely fight him every time he turns around, but not on the. Here's what I would ask for liberals. What is your platform? Everything I've seen coming from the other side, the Democrats, has been anti-Trump. It's all been Trump this, Trump that, and the other thing, but never what they're going to do or how they're going to make things better.
Yeah, I have an analogy. I have an analogy I could give you. So you have a garage and you want to turn it into a workstation, but it's really dirty. You've got a bunch of moving boxes in there, maybe an old car that you don't use. So before you make it better and turn it into a working station, you first got to get all the shit out of it. And that's kind of the way that I view the current messaging of the Democratic Party. Before we make it better by passing good policy to protect women's access to abortion, extending access to healthcare, increasing wages, so on and so forth, well, we got to get the shit out of the garage first. We need to get Trump and his cronies out of office first. So that's maybe why a lot of the Democratic messaging is about how terrible Trump is, to stop him and his or path of nonsense that hurts us. Now, I think that you may have made a good point earlier. You said that you paid too much in taxes under Biden. Would you say that that was one of your firm red lines? Like the tax policy under Biden was so bad you would never vote for the man who implemented it a day in your life again?
No, there's many things why I would not vote for any Democrat. It's the fact that every president, and I'm not talking about just Democrats, I'm talking about some Republicans too, like George Bush and all the rest. But the fact is everyone has said that they would bring the price of gas down. They would take care of oil and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Under Biden, it's been, of course, no drilling, no new things, and gas prices went up tremendously, with no way to look to see where it's going to come down. Yeah. He had nothing in place for it to come down. Trump, on the other hand, improved the gas prices. He brought them all down in his previous 4 years. That was a total disaster with the Democrats constantly attacking him, not his policies, attacking him, and are still attacking Trump. Mm-hmm. Everything you ask about it is that, it's all about Trump, anti-Trump.
Yeah. Okay. I can respond to all that.
But the fact is Trump said that if he gets in there, he's going to start drilling again. He's done that.
Okay.
He's going to bring the price.
I'm going to respond to everything you've said so far.
The price of gas would come down if it wasn't for Iraq. Okay. If it wasn't for the war in Iraq and the fact that right now that what's going on in Hormuz, it's not just Trump. He's got many countries that are involved in this thing too. So he's doing what he can do under his legal authority.
Okay.
Now, you had Biden.
Can I respond?
Well, and answer this for me too. Why do the Democrats constantly complain about Trump when they had the presidency under Biden? They had the Senate. They had the House. They had the ability to do anything they wanted to do, and they did nothing.
Okay. All right. I'm going to respond to all that. So the first claim, once again, was that you really hated the tax policy under Biden and that you never support that policy a day in your life. So that was Trump's tax policy. He signed the TCJA into effect, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, in 2018, and that expired in 2025. So, the story that you gave me about how you were paying way too much in taxes under Biden is all to blame on Trump. The second thing that you said was about how Biden produced no oil under his administration. You are wrong, 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 wrong. This is the EIA. Don't worry, I got my sources.
No, I will give you that he had oil. He had oil that was he was still shipping and doing like that, but we were not energy independent.
We actually produced more oil in America under Biden than we did under Trump in his first term. My source is the EIA. This is the total amount of crude oil produced in America on a monthly basis in the country. The most ever produced under Donald Trump in his first term in a month was here, November of 2019, at 12.9 thousand barrels of oil per day. Okay. Well, then it went down. Under Donald Trump, by the way, see this big spike down? That's in 2020. So Biden walked into office with a mess right here. Then Biden kicked it into hyperdrive and started producing the most oil that we ever have as a country in 4 years. Once again, the peak under Trump was 12.9 thousand barrels a day. Under Biden, we produced that same amount of oil, 12.9 thousand barrels of oil per day, or more, upwards of 13.4 thousand barrels of oil per day, for close to 2 years until he walked out of office. So you are completely wrong and absolutely misled with your statement that we stopped producing oil under Biden.
No, look at your facts. But basically, a lot of the oil that Biden used was coming from our own reserves because Donald Trump filled it up under his administration. All of our reserves, Biden was using it, shipping it to other countries and everything else, and he depleted our national reserve, which Trump right now is in the process of refilling.
Okay, can you read that? What does that say? Does it say U.S. field production of crude oil?
I can't read it right now. I don't have my reading glasses on, but
you're good. Well, it does. That does say U.S. field production of crude oil. So you're wrong. This isn't Biden depleting the reserves. No, this is Biden producing new oil. And Biden did deplete the reserves because that's what the reserves are designed to do. The oil reserves are designed to be depleted at times of energy crises to give financial alleviance to Americans. So in July of 2022, when the gas cost the most it ever has in this country because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, us stopping our production of oil under Trump in 2020 because of the pandemic, and the OPEC 2020 deal, we had the highest gas prices ever. So of course Biden turned around, released the reserves, and according to the Treasury, that reduced the price of gas by around 42 cents per gallon. But the one thing I want you to admit here is that you were wrong when you said that Biden stopped producing oil, because I just showed you the source on the phone here, that according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, the Biden-Harris administration produced more oil than the Trump administration.
No, I give you that. I'm not negating that fact. It's a fact that yes, we had oil production going on, not Biden, but the oil companies were producing the oil and putting it out there. But at the same time, he cut down all the oil drilling going on in Alaska. In other places, he stopped getting new oil production going in offshore and things like that.
Yeah, which is smart.
No, it's not smart.
I'll tell you why that's smart. Listen, I agree that our country needs oil as it exists. It just simply does. Okay? But I would rather drill oil on like random BLM, all right, that is uninhabited than nature reserves in Alaska. That's all that Donald Trump, that's all that Biden was saying. He said, we understand that oil is important and we're going to drill oil. In fact, we're going to drill more oil than Donald Trump did in his first term, but we're just going to be drilling our oil on random BLM land that's not inhabited, is not a nature reserve. And then we're going to stop drilling the oil on the nature reserves. But the only thing that matters at the end of the day is the bottom line. And the bottom line is Biden produced more oil than Trump did without the nature reserves and without the offshore drilling. And I take that as a win.
Well, take a look at your regulations that Donald Trump has actually reduced all the regulations on all this stuff, including oil production, that Biden put in place. So you have all this BLM property and everything else, but it's not places where it's producing oil, and the oil companies are not even accessing that.
All that matters, if we're able to produce more oil with more regulations that make it safer and cleaner, that's a win. Because it's safer, it's cleaner, and we still get more.
Well, we got it safer and cleaner, and we got access to as much oil that as most other countries all combined that we have not even touched.
We were literally the world's leading producer of oil under Biden. Like, that's the one point that I'm trying to get across real quick. You're saying, oh, like they stopped the drilling in Alaska. Oh, they stopped the drilling off the coast. Oh, they introduced some new regulations. And They produce more than Trump. Isn't that
And
like
where-
what we?
where-
Isn't that what we
where
should be
did all
looking
that-
at?
And where did all that production come from that Biden had? He had it when he went into office because Trump had already got it going, and we were already energy independent when Biden came into office.
So I thought I showed you this before. I'll show it to you again, but you're also wrong. When Biden had walked into office, we were producing around the same amount of oil as we were when Trump walked into office. Like all of like the gains in oil production that we saw under Trump in his first term came to a screeching halt because of the pandemic. Now I know that you don't have your reading glasses on. That's fine. And if you can't see this, just let me know and I'll just describe it to you. But if you can see it, do you see this big line down in monthly oil production?
Yep.
That was under Trump. And then Biden walked into office in a really bad position where there was not a lot of oil being produced. So when you're saying that Trump set up the conditions for Biden to produce a lot of oil, you're kind of wrong.
Not really. We became energy independent under Trump. It doesn't matter how much you're producing. It depends on what the world sources are and how it affects us. But the fact is we were shipping oil to other countries, energy independent, and actually producing oil for other countries, which we're doing now again.
We actually sold more oil to other countries under Biden because we produce more oil under Biden. Like this is so simple. Like you were wrong when you said that there was less oil production under Biden. You were wrong when you said that Biden walked into a high level of oil production because of Trump. And I think that ultimately this is just a claim that you're really propagandized on.
No, it's just, I'd look at the prices. Under Trump, I was paying $2.50 a gallon.
Yeah.
Actually, it went down at one time. I paid $1.75 a gallon.
And what are you paying today?
About $6.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been
Depending
saying.
on where you're living. Okay, but you have Iraq, which we have their oil reserves.
Not Iraq, Iran.
Iran. I'm sorry, not Iran. But under what they're doing there and what they're causing and what they're creating, they are actually causing the oil shortage that we're having right now and causing the costs that we're experiencing. Oh, yeah.
Trump is.
No.
I have a question. Was there any global oil shortages on February 27th of this year?
No, and the fact is, you had Iraq that was producing.
Was there global?
You're talking about oil. You're talking about oil. Let's talk about the world global situation.
Just listen to me here real quick. So there was not any global oil shortages on February 27th of this year.
Iran was producing a nuclear weapon, which they would have within months.
False.
And no, it's not false. No
Yes,
other
it is.
country, no other president would take on Iran.
Do you trust our director of national intelligence?
Depends on who it is at the present time, but I'm going to go back.
If it's
let's go
Trump's
back- let's go-
appointed, if it's Trump's appointed director of national intelligence, do you trust them?
I don't trust any politicians.
They're not a
You wanna know?
politician. They're a director of national intelligence. Here's Tulsi
They're a
Gabbard, who was Donald Trump's director of national intelligence, testifying to Congress under penalty of perjury that they were not weeks away from having a nuclear weapon. In fact, they weren't even working on building a nuclear weapon.
Community
I would
is
say-
that
I would say
Iran's
that's
nuclear
really
enrichment.
wrong.
So the assessment of the intelligence community is that Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated by last summer's airstrikes.
Yes.
In the opening statement you submitted to the committee last night also stated, quote, "There has been no effort since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability," end quote, correct?
That's right.
And that's the assessment of the intelligence community.
Yes.
Okay, so when you said that the reason why he started this war is because they're an imminent nuclear threat, they were weeks away from getting a nuke and they're actively working on it, you're wrong. Because the U.S. intelligence community under Donald Trump's assessment is that their nuclear program was completely obliterated and they hadn't even started on rebuilding it yet.
Let's open your eyes a little bit to the fact that Iran has been the cause of all this stuff going on in the Middle East and other places, including the United States, with their terrorist activities going here and there, Hezbollah and all that crap going on in Israel.
Sorry, this is a separate
Lebanon.
claim. This is all a separate claim.
No, it's all tied together. See, that's what you're not
oh
seeing.
my God.
You're not seeing that Iran you're not seeing that Iran and everything else is all part of this oil shortage and the problem that's been going on. And they have been threatening the United States for years and years and years.
Yeah,
They've been
yet the
doing
United States is the only
in the
country to
US.
actually do something to Iran. We couped their leader. We overthrew their government. We installed our own dictator. They didn't do any of that to us. We did that to them in the 50s. But listen, we need to stay on point here. You said that the reason why Trump started this war is because they were actively working on building a nuke and they were weeks away. The U.S. intelligence community says, as I showed you, that they were not actively working on building a nuclear weapon. In fact, their nuclear program was completely obliterated and non-existent. So can you admit that you were wrong when you said that they were actively working on building a nuclear program and they were weeks away?
No, I will not say I'm wrong, because the fact is that Iran is still, in the negotiations and everything else, is still refusing to give up their desires for a nuclear weapon. That's the
They
one thing
already gave up their desires for the nuclear weapon to Obama. But listen,
no,
what's
they
the
haven't.
evidence? So just to
Obama gave-
clarify. So just to
Let's
clarify,
go back
you
to
think that the U.S.
Obama gave-
intelligence community was lying?
Obama gave them...
No, I just want to stick on one point here. Do you think that the U.S. intelligence community was lying when Tulsi Gabbard, a MAGA Republican who was appointed by Trump, testified to Congress under penalty of perjury, which means if she's lying, she'd go to jail, when she said that they had no nuclear program? Do you think she was lying?
Yes. And she
What's
was
your
actually-
evidence? What's your evidence that she was lying? If you cannot present
She's
strong
actually
evidence that
terminated.
she was lying, I'm probably just going to end the conversation and move on. But like, what's your evidence that she was lying?
Just the other facts that are involved, not involving her, because she was fired for her acts and her statements that she made on some things. But the fact is that under Obama, who gave
No. What's the evidence
wait a
that she
minute,
was
wait a
lying?
minute, wait a minute,
I
wait a
just
minute.
want to stay on one topic. What's the
Why
evidence
did
she was lying?
Why did Obama fly in
my
pallets
God.
of
Could you-
cash, taxpayers' money?
Wrong. He didn't give a. He didn't give Iran a penny of taxpayers' money. He only gave them their own money back. That was the terms and conditions of the JCPOA. But please tell me, what's the evidence that Tulsi Gabbard was a liar?
Because we have evidence that from other people that have been there. The negotiation that Obama did, which was useless, the deal that they made with Iran, which was actually the fact that they were still continuing on their nuclear stuff, and that helped.
That's also some bullshit. Listen, do you know what the IAEA is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, the IAEA is an international nuclear watchdog, and
I
they
know
were the
that
body
was-
in
that was-
charge of ensuring that Iran was abiding by the terms and conditions of Obama's denuclearization agreement. They had
Except-
300 in-person visits per year to every nuclear facility. They had 24/7 access to tamper-proof surveillance camera footage feed of every single site, and they had satellite imagery of every site, and they tracked every car and truck and shipment coming in and out. They affirmed consistently during the entirety of the scope that we were in the JCPOA before Trump pulled us out that Iran was honoring their end of the agreement. Even Donald Trump signed off on this in 2017 that Iran was honoring the agreement before he pulled us out in 2018. Not to mention that you said that your evidence that Tulsi Gabbard was lying when she said that they don't have a nuclear program was other people said other things. Actually, no. There's not been any other intelligence community or anybody else inside of the U.S. intelligence community that has made the claim that they were weeks away from a nuke. So you were wrong about your claim that Iran violated the Obama agreement, and you were wrong about saying that other individuals have indicated that Iran was building nukes in contradiction to Tulsi Gabbard's claim.
Well, if you look at all the different things that are involved in there, and Pete Hegseth and the defense, and take a look at the stuff that, if you would, take a look at stuff that Israel and their Mossad had come up with, and what they have.
They're
totally different
unreliable.
from what you hear.
They're unreliable. Mossad's been saying that they're weeks away from a nuke since you were a kid. Literally.
Yeah, and they've actually been taking action by themselves to try to keep that from happening.
So do you think that
you
Israel's
tell me that-
unreliable because they've been saying that they're weeks away from nukes since you were a kid?
Can you tell me that Iran, if they had a nuclear weapon, would not use it?
I'm so sorry. You're pivoting. I want you to stick on
No,
track
no,
with
all part-
conceding that you're wrong about your claim that Iran violated the Obama agreement, conceding that you don't have any evidence that Tulsi Gabbard was a liar, and frankly, if you can't see these things, I'm not going to continue this conversation because I just think that you're too far gone.
Oh, well, I think you're out on another planet. But have fun.
Have a good one. Yeah. Kenyon, thank you for having your grandpa up for a debate. Wow. Just yikes, man. It's good to get that next guest connected to the stream. Only opposite side of the queue of your MAGA. That's really sad. He was really far gone. Ew. Only opposite side of the queue of you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. We are looking specifically for Trump supporters to debate. If you want to support me, if you want to support the live stream, you can do so through my Venmo and my PayPal. You can find the links to them in the link tree in the bio on TikTok, pin message on that other place, and that's right there, Dean Withers without the Ian Withers. You could also attach a message and ask a question or get a message across. It's the very best way to support us and what we do. Stacy with the 2 pennies on Venmo. You do have the right account. Margaret, thank you for the $25 on Venmo. Says thank you. Well, thank you, Margaret. You are awesome. Please show some love to Margaret. Anna Sophia with the $15 on Venmo says, any updates about that guy that spit on you? Still mad about that, by the way? Dude, I'm also still mad about that. That was a mess. I do have an update about that. The update about that is that he hired a private defense attorney. He's taken it to court. And I actually just got a subpoena 2 days ago to show up and do something from his attorney. Not from the prosecution, from his defense attorney. Thank you for the $25. I appreciate you. Welcome into Sport Trump.
Hey, Dean, it's Trace. How are you? Yeah, I voted for Trump.
Okay. How old are you?
Dean, it's Spartra. It's Tracy. We just debated. Yeah,
Tracy.
It's me. Hey, how are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
I would.
That was a little frustrating to listen to.
Okay, I gotta interrupt you.
Yeah.
So the public doesn't know exactly what it's about yet. So I just
I'm not saying anything.
I know. I was just giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
So
we got NDAs. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We have NDAs.
Oh, damn! I didn't even know that. So this is one of the 20 people that I debated on Jubilee when I did my 1v20, folks. And this is also the same lady who screamed over me in my first 1v20 on Jubilee.
I learned from you.
About the Afghanistan
I watched you for 5
pullout.
hours and learned. I watched you should take that as a compliment. For 5 hours, I studied what you were doing. And I was like, okay, I can do this.
Listen, well, I mean, I said this there. You'll probably see it in the video. I bet it'll make the cut. I definitely do think that out of everybody I spoke with on that day when I filmed the 1v20 last month, that you were my favorite. I think that you made a lot of really good.
It's so frustrating, Dean. I don't know how you do it.
I think that you made a lot of really good progress as a person and
no, I've
always
been this way. It's just very frustrating. So, and I've turned down a lot too that want to stereotype you as MAGA or far right conservative. I just feel like that there's people that voted for Trump who don't agree with everything that he does.
Yeah.
We don't have the same viewpoints. I think. For me,
happily.
My issue was always geopolitics. So it was frustrating listening to the last chat regarding Iran.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, listen, real quick, I'd love to have a debate with you about why you support Trump, but I do want to clarify for everybody watching. The reason why I said that she was my favorite out of the 20 people that I debated, I'm almost just going to sit right in front of the camera. She was my favorite out of the 20 people that I debated on the most recent 1v20 that you guys will see at the end of the month, is she was actually calling out some of the other people there. Which was really cool because no one else was doing that. But okay, Tracy, take it away. Why do you support Trump as president?
I definitely don't have to agree with other people. If that's not who I am, I don't need to agree with them, and I don't need to feel like I'm a part of some movement. If I'm not that way, every single person there should have their own individual opinions, and they should be able to make their own decisions, their own choices. They shouldn't just be going with what other people are saying. I don't get it. And let's talk, we can go back to one of your other conversations where you had a guy on, you guys were talking about abortion. He brought that up. I don't think these people are educated as far as what happens in an operating room. When you have an OBGYN in an operating room, we are performing DNCs, dilation and cutilage. That is the medical term for an abortion. So these are performed in hospitals. And my biggest thing is that if you're a guy and you want to get up and you want to talk about women and our body, our choice, I don't understand why this is an issue to be focusing on, when I think we should start with providing women excellent health care so they don't have to be going to these backroom NGOs to be having these surgeries done. These should be done safely in an operating room. And if it has to be legal for doctors to take on these surgeries, then yeah, it should be legal, because this is safety first. These are women's bodies. And I will tell you, from working in an operating room, having a DNC or women that are coming in with ectopic pregnancies, these are the bloodiest surgeries. They are more bloodier than cardiovascular surgeries, plastic surgeries, orthopedics. The OBGYN surgeries, they lose the most amount of blood. So these should be done safely in operating rooms, and women
Listen.
should have access to this.
Listen, Tracy, I'm gonna hop in here.
Yeah.
Everything that you just said is why I said that you were my favorite out of the 20 people that I debated on the most recent 1v20 we filmed a couple weeks ago. But I gotta know, how are you still a Trump supporter? Like, Trump
Because
is
I don't have
responsible
to- I
for
don't
the
have to
onslaught.
support-
Let me
don't-
just speak here for a moment without an
Go ahead.
interruption. Trump is responsible for the onslaught of women and girls' rights across the country. Overturning Roe v. Wade has now led to 60 pregnant rape victims being denied access to abortion in 10 over 50 states, 66 million American women and girls without legal and safe access to abortion, has increased the mortality rate of pregnant women by a factor of 2 in Texas alone, right? And I understand that you're saying, well, I don't agree with everything that he does, but there's some things that I do agree with. But this is a big thing. This is a huge thing. These are human rights we're talking about. This is healthcare we're talking about. These
It's
are
healthcare.
lives
Yeah.
that we're talking about. So it's like,
It's healthcare.
I want a very direct answer to this question. What is the other thing Donald Trump is doing that is so extraordinarily good that in your mind it outweighs the extraordinary level of harm caused by the abortion bans across America?
Well, honestly, I didn't think that when this was a topic, that this was going to be on voters' minds when they went to the polls to vote for Trump. I didn't feel it was a topic that people were looking at and cared about that much, because as a woman, this has been ignored for decades and decades. Women's health has been ignored. I mean, I remember I went to a college preparatory high school, and it used to be a Catholic school. And there's stories of women that when they were doing abortions with coat hangers.
Everything
You know
that you're
what I
saying
mean?
is true. And everybody
I
watching
don't-
agrees
but
with it.
I
I'm
feel
sorry.
like
I'm just getting.
people
I'm
were
getting in.
not- I'm gonna answer your
I'm getting.
question.
I'm getting impatient here
I'm
because
gonna answer your
I
question.
really want to know.
I don't think that was not on my mind when I went to a poll to vote for Trump. When I went to a poll to vote for Donald Trump, I was just looking at Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and how terrible they were geopolitically. It was a geopolitical stance, because I'm seeing all of these foreign leaders, these strong foreign leaders, and in military countries, they had no respect. They had
The
no respect
largest-
for America.
The largest
So I
concessions.
was looking for somebody that could stand up to those other world leaders.
Is that still your position today about Trump?
I'm really confused because I don't see somebody else that could run right now.
I'm just
Like,
asking
who-
it. I'm just asking you. Do you think that Donald Trump today is geopolitically strong?
I feel like he is geopolitically strong, but I feel like the moves that he's making are more to sell more American weapons. And if you look at what just happened with the Abraham Accords, so this is where I also I question everything I see.
Okay.
So
How about this? I want a direct answer to my first question. What is
Yeah.
the extraordinarily good thing Trump is doing that outweighs the extraordinarily high level of harm onset by abortion bans? Be very specific. I want you to name an actionable thing Trump is doing. If you can't, Tracy, I'm going to move on.
An actionable
The people
thing
can
that-
watch our debate when the 1v20 airs at the end of the month.
Yeah, an actionable thing that he's doing right now. I believe that he's still standing up for America as a military country. We are selling weapons. We just, with the Abraham Accords, we just sold a ton of new weapons. We just have a bunch of new weapons going towards Kuwait. So if you're looking at it as boosting the economy in that sense, that's good for America. Is it good for people? No, it's not good for people in general. I mean, when you're a military country and you're selling weapons to, Arab countries and anybody else, if you're just willing to sell weapons, you know that those weapons are going to be used in order to buy and sell more weapons. I mean, it's a huge business. So as far as that goes militarily, yeah, he's going to be boosting the U.S. economy with these sales. I mean, and it was under Biden too, but Trump has increased this. So we do have a lot of countries buying American weapons opposed to buying Russian weapons, buying Turkish weapons. I mean, Kuwait just purchased a whole bunch of American drones when previously they were buying from Turkey. So in that sense, yeah, eventually our economy is going to be boosted because we're selling more weapons. But if you look at the other end of it, as a compassionate civilian, you know those weapons are going to be used. And once they're used, we're going to continue to sell more. So war is inevitable. No matter what you go, no matter who you vote for, in order for the United States to maintain its economy, we have to sell weapons.
Okay, so you're saying that the extraordinarily high level of good that Donald Trump has done to outweigh the extraordinarily high level of harm caused by the abortion ban is boosting the economy by selling weapons. Okay, well, it seems like the economy hasn't been boosted. GDP growth is lower today than it was under Biden. Jobs reports are worse today than it was under Biden.
The software system in a lot of these
I'll let you
weapons,
speak
like
for
when
3
we
minutes,
sold,
Tracy. Can I speak for more than 3 seconds?
when we sold our F-35s, because we have a huge waiting list for countries that are purchasing our F-35s, but they're waiting for the software equipment. So that can take 10 years.
Okay.
So we might not see anything for another 10 years.
Regardless if it takes 30 seconds, 3 years, or 10 years, ultimately, the sale of weapons overseas that is now being done by the Trump administration that wasn't previously being done by Biden is not going to be able to outweigh
our
these...
F-35 program,
Tracy,
a
you're
lot
not
of
letting
those
me
deals
speak.
were under...
We're
Go
going
ahead.
back...
Go ahead.
We're going back to the old Tracy. Okay, gotta let me speak.
No.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Listen. Any additional weapons sales that is taking place today under Donald Trump will not boost the economy more than the economy has been hurt by him through his tariffs or Iran and economic policy. There's not one macroeconomic indicator that is better off today than it was a year and a half ago. GDP growth is down by 1%, worst jobs report in 20 years, ignoring recessions, most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years. Okay? None of these things can be accounted for by the sale of any one good or commodity, including weapons to other countries. So on a base level, your claim is Donald Trump sucks. He's terrible for women's rights, but he's so good for the economy that outweighs the harm for the women's rights. Well, he's really bad for the economy, significantly so to the point where any weapon sales done by him will now outweigh that damage.
No, you asked me what good, and this is where I think voters were going in the polls. This is why I said I don't feel like people were paying attention to Roe v. Wade.
We're not talking about other
women's
people.
rights.
We're
I don't
talking
think
about
that was
you.
a big issue in
But we're
why
talking
people
about
were
you.
voting for Trump.
We're not talking about why people voted for Trump. We're talking about why you support him today.
Because he's a strong leader. He's a stronger leader than Biden was, and honestly,
Do strong leaders
I'm
lie?
looking at this, and of course they do. Of course
Do they lie about
All
their promises to the American
lie.
people?
All politicians lie.
No. But do strong leaders lie about their largest promises to the American people?
To get elected, yeah, for sure, they do. Yeah, 100%.
Insanity. Here's a clip of Donald Trump.
It's crazy.
Here's a clip of So can we agree that Donald Trump said that he wouldn't start any new wars?
Did he?
That was one of his biggest campaign promises. This is concerning geopolitics. You should know about
there's
this.
definitely going to be new wars for sure.
Okay, but can you agree that Donald Trump promised to not start any new wars?
If he did, yeah. Of course, I'll agree with you on that.
Okay, perfect.
If you have him saying that he's not going to start any new wars, then
right.
yeah.
So if Donald Trump ran on saying that he wasn't going to start any new wars, then he won, he started a new war, and then he lied and said that he never promised to start any new wars, would Donald Trump still be a strong leader?
Well, he would be molded into the perfect politician to just lie to everybody.
I want you to check this out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because they said I had that personality to start a war. They remember that? Oh, we can't vote for him. He's going to start a war. No, I used my personality that we didn't have to have wars. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. Who started no new wars and no new wars. No new wars. We don't need the wars, foreign lands, countries you've never heard of, countries that don't even want us there. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. We will expel the warmongers from our government. You know, we never got into a war with me. I have a great record. We had peace. We had prosperity. We had no wars. We had no wars. That started no wars. We didn't have a war. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will expel the warmongers from our government. And we had no wars. When you see all the people that died in these horrible wars in the Middle East and everything else, countries didn't want us. Look at Trump. Just look at this guy. He's going to go to war. He's going to take us. No. Look at me. I'm the one that kept us out of war. You know, I'm the only president that didn't start a war. I didn't start a war.
This president, no wars.
Started no wars. You're going to end up in a war. Or war or no war. They like a war. They love wars. You know, they love killing people. It's so wonderful. You know, I'm the only president in many, many decades that didn't start a war. They're the party of endless wars. I was the first president in decades who started new war. There were wars all over. He said, bring back Trump. It'll all end. It all ended. We had no problem. I'm going to keep you out of wars. I kept you out of wars. We had no wars with Donald Trump as your president. Remember when crooked Hillary Clinton used to say, he's going to get us into a war. Look at him. Look at his rhetoric. I said, no, my rhetoric's going to keep us out of wars. That's what happened.
Now I want you to watch this. This is from today.
Okay.
What changed? Because you insisted no new wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war. Why would I build the strongest military in the world? I built up.
That's typical politician speak. Like,
2 minutes. 2 minutes of like 50 clips of Donald Trump guaranteeing no new wars.
Well,
he wins the election.
He said under his presidency.
And then the video blended into the promises about 2025.
Yeah, that's typical politician. It's
But that's not a strong leader. A strong leader is not somebody who lies to the people, promises them no new wars, and then starts a new war, and then lies about never making that promise in the first place.
That's a politician, but we're
Then
comparing
politicians
him
are weak
to
leaders.
Joe Biden. We're comparing him to Joe Biden, but I'm looking ahead and I'm thinking because he's not going to be able to run again. So who's going to run? I'm trying to think of somebody.
We could go through that, but the question isn't who's going to run in 2028. The question is, should you support Trump today? You said that he's a strong leader. Strong leaders don't make false promises and then claim they never made them. Strong leaders don't overturn women's rights for political points. Strong leaders don't fuck over their people by absolutely destroying their economy, then claiming that the economy is an A++++++. Strong leaders don't start war of choices because they tore the agreement that would have prevented the war in the first place, like the JCPOA with Iran. Strong leaders don't disobey the law and endorse agents of the state executing people in broad daylight like Alex Preddy. Strong leaders don't tell over 30,000 confirmed lies. And by the way, let me clarify, strong leaders don't storm out of interviews because they're pissed off that the interviewer is calling them out for lying about fraudulent election claims. And in fact, that's probably one of my strongest points here. A strong leader is willing to accept the outcome of an election, even when it's not in their favor. Trump denies the outcome of every single election, federal and state, that's not in his favor, And today he was pressed for evidence for that claim by an interviewer with NBC, and he literally, in response, just got up and left.
But you said we could talk about the Abraham Accords.
I don't think I ever said that.
That was in earlier. Yeah, you said we'll get to that. So with the Abraham Accords,
Can you just respond to all like the reasons that I gave you insofar as why Trump is a strong leader?
Well, this is what I'm saying. With the Abraham Accords, all of these new Arab countries are agreeing to sign after this quote unquote war with Iran is over. They're going to be signing the Abraham Accords.
Okay, I'm unfamiliar with that reporting. But
yes.
like, can you just, I want you to respond to all the, listen, Tracy, I'm going to respond to the reasons that I gave you why he's a weak leader. I'm going to move on. If you don't want to respond and you want me to move on, that's fine.
I thought you said you were giving me all the points.
Yeah, I did. You said that ultimately the reason why you support Trump as president is because he's a strong leader. And then I gave you so many reasons why that's not true.
Well, I gave you an example. You asked for an example, and I'm going to go with, as a strong leader, he was able to organize multiple Arab countries into signing the Abraham Accords.
I haven't even seen that reported on.
Yeah, you can look it up. I'll wait.
Yeah, the first thing that pops up says, expanding the Abraham Accords is a pipe dream.
No, multiple countries just signed on. You have Saudi Arabia, you have Qatar, Kuwait's going to be joining. You have Dubai, Jordan.
Can you show me? Could you give me a source that like a bunch of countries have signed on so far under Donald Trump's second term because of Trump? Oh, actually, I have a source for you. So what you're talking about is going to be a suggestion by Trump, right? He's suggesting that in order to end the war, other countries in the Middle East have to sign on to the Abraham Accords. This is from the New York Times. It's called "The Mideast is Baffled by Trump's Call to Expand the Accords." And then it says, the president said more countries should be required to recognize Israel as a part of the deal to end the war with Iran. Analysts say the chances of that happening are close to zero. You also have reporting from The Conversation that says Trump's call to expand Abraham Accords is destined to fail. Oh. You also have reporting from the Cato Institute that says expanding the Abraham Accords would help Netanyahu, not America. Dude, I've been loving the Cato Institute recently. I think that maybe she's like looking for a resource. I'll have to read through that. Admittedly, like I'm not too educated on like the geopolitical specifics of the Abraham Accords, but I'll have to read that reporting from the Cato Institute. Mary, thank you for the $20. Who says, I have the answer for my brother-in-law with a space pick answer. It's rather long. I can send some of it tomorrow. I don't know how you I don't know how to get on your Discord. I appreciate you and your fam more than the debaters. Well, I appreciate you so much for the $20, Mary. To get on the Discord, you just have to install the Discord app, and then the join code is Dean, but I will admit it is kind of complicated. Key with the $20 says, if you get this in time, please get her to explain how dangerous C-sections can be. So many anti-abortionists think that it's nothing, but it is a 6-inch scar where they move and even remove your organs.
It's a really large, it's a very large scar, and they are very dangerous.
Yeah, remove your organs and then place them back.
But it's also a woman's right to choose, right? There's a lot of women that go in and they have a date already set for when they're going to go in and have a scheduled C-section. So, I mean, if we're going with a woman's right to choose, and a woman has the right to choose to have a C-section, they are more dangerous, of course, than natural birth.
Yeah, I don't think people disagree with you there.
So isn't putting an epidural into your spine.
I mean,
all of these things
somebody,
are dangerous,
if somebody
but
wants
it's
to
a woman's
choose
right to choose.
Yeah, if somebody wants to choose a C-section, okay. Yeah, can you?
I mean,
so what about the source about the Abraham Accords?
Oh, I was looking at the U.S. Department of State.
Okay. On Venmo, Clayton, thank you for the $10. Who says Lockheed Martin, RTX, Northrop Grumman, and General Dynamics, and then Raytheon make up only around 1% of our GDP, and they make the profit off of weapon sales, not the government.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. So basically, right, if like all these companies that are selling all these weapons were to do like 100 times better than they already are because of these new weapon sales under Trump, which is, by the way, not going to happen. They might increase the revenue by like what? Like 5 to 10% maximum. Like that just means that our GDP would grow by 1% over the course of the next 10 years.
You gotta look at BlackRock also, and
Fussy, thank you for the $6.
The military
The
contracts
Maxine
that
with
are
the $1
going
says,
in.
is this the right Dean? It is. Could I just get that source on the Abraham Accords, please? I'm sure that people are going to send donation messages that you
Department.
disagree with, but I'd just like you to focus on that.
State Department.
Okay. Yeah, what reporting from the State Department? Yo! Oh my goodness. Holy fuck. Layla and Amanda. Layla and Amanda. Thank you guys so much for the love. Let's get 1,000 Amanda W's and 800 Layla W's. Amanda sent a $100 donation and Layla sent a $80 donation. You guys are so fucking kind. Thank you all so much for the love and support. Genuinely. I appreciate it so fucking much. Layla with the $80 didn't attach a single message. Just sent that right on through. I really appreciate you. Show some love to Layla down below in that comment section. That is so much money. I'm so fucking grateful for you. And then same thing to Amanda. Amanda with the $100 did send a message attached. That is so kind of you. Thank you. Amanda with the $100 says, love you, Dean. This is for your patience today, for making me feel safe in unsafe times, and for reminding me that good people still exist. Well, hey, Amanda, I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for the $100. I'm happy that the streams help you feel better. I'm so happy that the streams help a lot of people out, you know. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't, you know, for the great community of people that we've built up around these streams that in some way have their lives positively impacted by them, you know. I wouldn't be able to do it anymore if it was just me debating Trump supporters, and that's that. Let's see here. Mary with the $25 says, thank you, Dean, for all that you do. Well, thank you, Mary, for the $25. Thank you so much. Were you able to get that specific reporting?
Yeah, it's from the State Department. So in 2020, if you go and look, the Abraham Accords were set up and they were signed on the White House lawn under Trump's administration with Israel, Bahrain, and the UAE. And now,
I'm so sorry. Your claim was about expansions in 2026.
Yep. So it started in 2020. So that's when the Abraham Accords started,
I know,
and it's
I'm aware.
under Israel, right?
And
So
I want
now
a
there is
source
an
for the claim that there's.
expansion.
Yeah, I want that
There-
source. That's the source that I want. That there's not like a fight for expansion, right? Like I do know that Donald Trump has like said that maybe in order to end the war, he wants other countries in the Middle East to join the Accords. Okay, no. Like actually confirmed expansion, because geopolitical analysts are saying that expansion is never going to fucking happen. They're never going to agree. I give you 3 sources for that. But you made the claim that they've already agreed and that they're already joining. All right, and honestly, Tracy, I'm going to give you around another like 60 seconds to find a source before I move on. I'm kind of done waiting.
I have to go get food for my dogs. I have to cook. I make them dinner every night. So I'm going to go do that. But good to be on. We will see what happens, right?
Yeah.
On your Jubilee episode.
Unfortunately, I don't know if you'll make the cut, Tracy.
I might not. I think I agreed with you too much. So
And
we'll see.
I think that the topic that we debated is going to get cut from the video as a whole. That's what Jubilee was talking about.
Probably.
Have a good one, Tracy.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Go feed the dogs, Tracy. We have another 5 minutes left on the stream. I just go to the next guest, 2011X. Let him up. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I support Trump.
Age, please.
We are Dean with us. We can.
Oh man. Somebody in the chat said some people cook fresh food for their dogs every night. Yeah. Some rich people. Guess Tracy's ballin'. I mean, she did say that she like worked in the medical field. She could be ballin'. She could be ballin'. Her fiance's in jail. I actually do like wish her the best of luck there. I do wish her the best of luck there. Omar was the name of another guy that I debated on the first 1v20 I did. He was the blue suit guy. Actually the first person in that episode. He went to jail for fraud for 4 years. He's there right now. I kind of feel bad for her, man. I think that she deserves better. Like, listen. Clearly, right, she's a Trump supporter. Clearly, that's problematic for many reasons. But she's like not so bad of a Trump supporter that she deserves her fiance, who like ran as a pro-Trump MAGA moron and then committed a bunch of fraud, is in jail. So Tracy, if you're still listening, you should dump that guy. Go find better, dude. Don't put your life on pause for 4 years for a man. L. Jay, thank you so much for the 20 Australian dollars over on Super Chat, who says, since watching you, I've become stronger mentally after dealing with the PTSD. You've helped me finally leave an abusive relationship. I'm doing so much better at the moment now that I'm free of my toxic ex. Dude, that's awesome. Oh my goodness. I love that. I love that so much for you. I'm so happy that you got out of that relationship. I love to hear that. Good shit. I'm really proud of you. Seriously. I'm really, really proud of you. Wow. Marianne, thank you for the $23 over on PayPal, who says internationally, can't read. Trump is a joke. He is not a strong leader, but someone other politicians have to work around to do their jobs. He can't communicate effectively enough to build or maintain strong relationships and is leading the U.S. into a downward spiral. Abso-fucking-lutely, Marianne. Absolutely. All right, guys. We're probably going to hop off for the night. I think that Parker's on. Yeah, he just started. Listen, folks, I'm off for the night. I'm actually really tired. Listen, before I hop off, you trolls gave me shit today. Y'all gave me hell today, man. Holy. Never again. For an hour straight. We had to deal with a bunch of singing trolls. Listen. Drop a follow on TikTok on your way out. Subscribe on YouTube on your way out. I'll see you all tomorrow. Go raid Parker. At Parker, get a job on TikTok. At Parker, get a job on YouTube. With all that being said, peace, love, good night, and goodbye.